guys know it is Drunken Chat, son.
What's going on, everybody? During the '80s, what the biggest thing was, you always had like those kid shows, man. Or those shows that always had kids. And you know why that is? It's because they're cheaper, and and they know that you don't have to give them as many freaking naps like these old ass man, freaking these motherfuckers that don't show up like these. But hey, freaking right now it's just me and the main man Remo until these guys, freaking shake the dust off a little bit. Freaking maybe they're taking a little 10-15 minute nap. What's going on, Remo?
Not much, man. Like we were saying backstage, it's been a bit of a long week, So with work, even though it was a short week, it was a long week. So yeah, man. I'm looking forward to the rest of the weekend, man. Definitely. So highlight of the week. This is right now, and keep it rolling. You know what I mean?
Man, it's a good week. Well, at least we got football, right?
Yeah.
Whatever football means to you, we got something new that started this week, whether it be NFL or UEFA. All that
Mm-hmm.
freaking shit freaking started this freaking week. This will be the first real week. I think UEFA started on Tuesday, NFL started on Thursday,
Yeah.
and it's
Well,
going to be
didn't it
freaking
start
crazy,
last
man.
week? UEFA started last week, right?
Yeah, Tuesday. Yeah, last Tuesday.
Because I remember Gary was on. That's why he was on the show, because he was staying up to watch Champions League in the morning or whatever, So
Yeah. And I only know that because I was up there fucking trying to shuck some damn trading cards and everything. But
man.
it's a tough market in this American market, man. These dudes they don't care about that. Hell yeah. It is what
And
it
that was
is, man.
crazy. I just recently found out, maybe within the last year, that they even had MLS cards. Because
Yeah.
like right down the street from my house is the what is it? The Earthquakes.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Earthquake Stadium. They play right, like literally, like about a mile from my house. So
Really? Have you
yeah, so
gone
it's
it?
like
Have you gone yet though?
I went the first year when they used to play at San Jose State. I used to go to the games all the time, and then they built them a new stadium, and I only went to that one time when they first broke ground. Like they had, like the first season, I went to like maybe like 2 games, and I haven't been since. Man, it's been a while, but it goes
See, that's
down.
that's on them. That's on them, man. Freaking that's terrible
No, I
marketing.
mean,
If you can't,
no.
yeah.
Don't get me wrong; those games sell out. It ain't like they're just empty seats. No, it's a hot ticket. Like, people out here actually appreciate soccer in California, but it's just that
Oh yeah, California. Yeah.
it's just that, you got them, then you got the 49ers, you know what I mean? You got the Warriors, you got the Sharks, all within, like 30 miles of each other, and it's kind of hard to kind of split yourself. Those tickets
Yeah,
are,
but I guarantee you there are more Guadalajara Chivas fans
yeah,
from
oh,
Mexico.
they come.
They-
Chivas will be here. They're at least 2-3 times a year, man. They just left. They played at the. They just played against. Oh man, they played against one of the teams in European League. They played in San Francisco, where the Giants play at the not Pac-Bell Park, but they played there because they had to do a quick turnaround. They had to do the soccer field and then turn around and do a baseball field, like maybe like a day later. So they were saying it was crazy. So, but yeah, when we get the soccer, man, that's why I didn't know that they had soccer cards, because I was like, shit, I would have bought some of those.
Oh yeah, there's like they even got like the chrome joints and refractor. All
Yeah,
they got all that stuff, man. Freaking,
I had no
and
idea.
but you can tell how popular they are because all that shit just sits there. It just
I'm
sits
sure
there on
you can get them at the stadium, probably, sure, but I doubt you
Yeah,
can
man.
get them anywhere else. Man.
Yeah. Hey, so how we feeling on She-Hulk now, man? Freaking, they just had an. Have you seen this week's episode?
You know what, man? I'm gonna be honest with y'all. What, the first 2, maybe 3 episodes? What are they on, 4?
Is it 4? That's a doggone shame. I just watched it, kind of just, and I don't even know whether it was the first, second, or third. I was like, okay,
man,
here we go, and
I'm not mad at it. Like, it ain't. I don't think I've never been like the She-Hulk like person, so I mean, I'm not gonna sit here and hate on it. It's just not for me, really. You know what I mean? It's not for me.
Ultra Maximus. What's going
In
on,
the
brother?
house. There we go.
Mr. I will steal your bitch. What's going on, man?
In a heartbeat.
I mean,
do we recognize the dust? I see you got a whole bunch of your whole background. I hope that's a digital background because you got a whole bunch of good shit up there, man.
Yeah, I just redid the books. I took the Sousa Micah stuff down, put up the Jeff Scott Campbell shit, redid the slabs, moved a couple of the limited edition lunch boxes, such as that wonderful Star Wars and Captain America Civil War lunchbox. What's up? Yeah, and I, you know what? I didn't get the opportunity to talk to other people. We're live already, huh?
Yeah.
Oh shit! I didn't know we're live. What's up, everybody? I'm the Ultra Maximus. I thought we were
we're trying to stay on time.
Yeah,
trying to stay outside. That was my fault because I took one of those good ass naps.
Yeah, I tried. I tried today, man. I was in between meetings. I laid on the couch and I was just like, I slept for like maybe, it seemed like it was forever, man. It was like 10, 15 minutes, man.
I gotta close the office door, so give me 1 second.
Go ahead, man. Patrick Malero says, if you don't like She-Hulk, you are dead inside, and we can't be friends.
Come on, Pat.
Can't be friends. Man, look. So the thing is that it had the scene that we have been waiting for, and this one that was all in the trailers. This one kind of vibes into her like her love life and all that stuff.
I can't get mad because I never really read the books to say that it's shit or not. I can't.
It's a funny way of her serving people, but I will say this: at least we got to see some She-Hulk in action this last episode, where she got to battle some demons. I mean, it's something, right? Like we haven't seen her fight anything, other than the Asgardian,
Wrecking Crew or whatever.
Yeah, the guy that they ripped off of the Asgardian,
Asgardian
construction worker. We might have.
But even that, it's like, she's a Hulk. Like, what is, like, who's she going to fight? Like, who's going to,
that's the whole premise, is that she's so OP, but she's an attorney at law. So she's going to use her Hulkness to fight people with lawfare. And that's the joke. Like, look, you need to be looking at this as the lighthearted side of Marvel. And if you aren't into it for the lightheartedness, if you're expecting her to be savage She-Hulk, you came to the wrong show.
Look. Bret has Hart is bringing up something that's popping all over social media
with a Y, but it's not where you think.
Yeah, the most popular character for She-Hulk right now.
Oh yeah, dude! Like I woke up
with two N's. Not where you think.
I will say this: that so you guys know that like my son's been in kindergarten and we're getting on that schedule, man. I've been honestly waking up at like 5:45 in the morning and passing out like after I get the wife and kid taken care of into bed. Like I'm shortly behind them lately. So like last weekend, I tried like taking a little nap before Drunken Chat. Nope, that one took me the whole way. He said, "Oh no, you're going to sleep tonight." So it's schedule adjustments, all that stuff, man. Just trying to
don't try to take naps. If it's raining outside, don't take naps because you're gonna be there for a while.
I'm in Florida.
5 p.m. is my cutoff. 5 is my cutoff, or else I'll sleep through the night. Won't even do it.
So shout out to Mighty Mel V, who's hanging out in the chat. He's taking a break. He will be back, inshallah, with the will of God in October or whenever he can get his ass back. The MCU is in trouble. These movies and shows are junk.
No,
I mean they can't all be Star Wars stuff. Yeah, they can't all be Star Wars stuff.
That's why I said I'm not gonna get mad. It ain't for me, but I mean somebody likes it. That's all that really matters. You know what I mean? Like,
And I promise you, they are not going to run out of funding. They will not run out of funding, no matter how bad the shows are.
You mean they're not going to look at?
You know,
You mean they're not going to look at a shit project and just cancel it? Like,
Nope.
well, we already spent $100 million on that. Get that.
Who do you think Marvel is? DC? Netflix?
right? I mean,
like
we don't even
that's a good joke. That's a good segue into. Did you guys hear about what Prime did already?
Oh yeah. Paper Girls.
Yep.
Yeah.
Shit can.
So, let's talk about that for a second. Right, guys? So we're talking about the one really good superhero stuff that they had other than the boys that really went into some like indie stuff, and it wasn't bad at all. But once again, like Remo says, it wasn't going to be for everybody, right? But you know what? I liked it. The only thing is that if and here's what was interesting is that they waited till after Strange Things come out. Then they say, okay, after Strange Things have done and everybody's freaking binged it. All right, boom, here's your Paper Girls, which was an interesting time. Here's the deal. When your stars are young females, you're going to want to target people who are that same type of lifestyle, right? Like other young girls. And guess what? During the summertime, young teenagers have other shit to do to sit in front of the fucking TV and watch the shit.
Yeah, this was not a good show to launch summertime. I get what you're saying, man. Like this is something that had to.
It was like
first week of school.
Like that the fucking Kamala Khan shit, right? Like, okay, I get it. You want to have this whole diverse. You want to just look, but the main thing of the show was that it was starting during school. It was her in school, and guess what? You're showing it during the summertime when a lot of these kids aren't in school and they're freaking off doing fucking camp. They're doing their fucking summer job. They got time for this shit, right?
Yeah.
Timing. Yeah.
This scares me only for the network that it's on. Like you can the boys. Like I said, they weren't necessarily for me. Doesn't mean it doesn't mean if it's not for me, somebody likes it, but that doesn't mean I want it canceled. You know what I mean? I want them to continue to go because you cancel this and people liked it. You canceled the boys, people liked it. What about Invincible? Everybody likes that.
I don't think the boys didn't get canceled.
Didn't they switch networks, if anything else? I mean, I think they canceled it.
No, man. Boys is getting
the third season.
Well, the fifth season, I think, is what they're on, or fourth season, or whatever. Yeah. The new season. Yeah, this was season 4. But whatever the next season is going to have Jeffrey D. Morgan joining. That was like the big news. Like they casted him, and they kept. They're like, "Oh, boys, next season's going to be lit. Who's JDM playing?" And I'm like, "Oh, I don't fucking know, but I'm watching anyway." And I never read the boys' comics.
I just don't want them to cancel Invincible. That's all. I just don't cancel.
Invincible's a problem, dude. Like they haven't even, like, according to Steven Yeun, they haven't even started recording voices for season 2. So there's a lack of production going on there, man.
They're fucking up.
Look, any property right now or IP right now that has as a main thing the anti-hero is going to be in trouble right now, right? Because there's so many of them. And I feel that's the reason why. Reason why Paper Girls was already on a T0. Look at Jupiter Rising, right, which was on Netflix.
Yep.
But the other
show.
Boys and Invincible is produced by Seth Rogen. That's the reason why they're getting made. He's got enough Hollywood pull that he's like, I want my project done. But whatever he's involved in, I guess, is what's. I don't know if he's producing season 2 of Invincible, but they need to get on that. Like, Invincible is the one Kirkman property.
Yeah,
man.
And
they have to do it animated just because it would be so expensive. Like, you look at the gore in the boys. Like, there's no way in hell they would be able to do Invincible, man. That special effects budget would be like the biggest budget ever.
And I don't think it's necessary to do in live action just because you can't convey the story the proper way. It has to be an animated show. That way you can do all the outlandish, gory shit that was in Invincible. Like, you know what I mean? Like breaking limbs and, bones popping out and just, organ, all that shit. You got to be able to see that. You're not, come on, live action. I love it, but come on.
Yep. Shout out to Patrick Bellerano, who says Marvel already messed up and didn't give us a Jimmy Woo and a Darcy spinoff. I agree. That should have been New Agents of Atlas. However, I would think that if there's anything of maybe that happening, that should happen. That should be like a D23. They should be saying, "Hey, now we got Black Panther coming out. Now we've got Submariner on his way inside of Black Panther. Boom! That now sets us up for some new Agents of Atlas or Agents of Wakanda." Right.
Bro.
That's a lot to ask, man. That's a lot to ask.
Yes, you would think, right? But don't forget that one of the announcements is the video game. I forget what the name of the video game. I have it in the slides here somewhere, but it's going to be like T'Challa's grandfather, Captain America, and Nanali, who was one of the original Agents of Wakanda.
Mm-hmm.
So
it won't be like the Fat Cobra Black Panther Agents of Wakanda type of Agents of Wakanda. It would be a different
right. So yeah, exactly. So I forget the name of the series that's been going on for like the last couple of years, where they've got like Captain America, Submariner, and the Torch, like out in the middle of like
the Invaders.
Yes. Yeah. Well, yeah. What's the Invaders that they did that one? But yeah, because they did. Oh, yeah. So there was two of them, right? There's the Invaders, where it was just those guys, and then there was another one where they went off to like they fought like they showed them fighting in Vietnam, and then they brought it to current day, and then they brought it a whole bunch of new characters to include what's his name, Deathbird, and all these other characters. So that would be interesting if that's the direction that they're trying to go to, right? Because they know that they want to be diverse, but they got to show, okay, we've got these characters in Asia, we've got these characters in Africa, and even the fucking Antarctica, but people have a hard time caring about those characters unless you can show what is their connection to the main adventures and where the fuck were all these people, where all this other when all this other shit was going down. So
I was thinking, we were talking in our our normal chat, and I was thinking, or do you think that instead of bringing the X-Men, they should just bring in like X-Force, and then kind of like maybe when you do bring the mutants in, bring in the X-Force, because you already have Cable in the and all that. You're gonna bring in Deadpool instead of going. I know they're already talking about like bringing in Denzel and all them, but I just think if you bring in Professor X and you bring in Magneto as Denzel, you're just gonna fuck shit up.
Yeah, I don't think Denzel can play a very good Jewish man.
I mean, you fuck up the whole backstory of him. You know what I mean? Like it's not this. It's
look. I get there's everybody who wants progression and people to be able to be represented and shit. But you start fucking with my X-Men, I'm a riot, and you do not want an Ultra Maximus riot because that'll make everything look like pale in comparison that has came before.
I would rather Denzel be the Blue Marvel.
I would rather Denzel be GW Bridge and be playing something opposite Ryan Reynolds and Josh Brolin.
Okay. Yeah, I can see that too. I'm just saying though, but like, don't make him into a character that everybody already knows that he ain't. You know what I mean?
Like, Esposito better be Mr. Sinister. Right. That's all I'm saying.
Right. So
yeah, I can see that totally, 100%.
Right. So what you guys are referring to is a D23 Expo supposed leak. Everybody's claiming that they are the one that found the leak. There's a guy on Twitter that says, "Oh yeah, I heard from a reliable source. Turns out that reliable source might be some asshole on fucking Reddit. The guy on Reddit, you're like, oh yeah, everybody's like, hey, this guy's a reliable source. Well, he's like 1 out of 10, and we've said shit on here more aggressive than whatever the fuck this guy has ever said. So, here's what's supposed to be going on. John Boyega, that's the guy, Finn, right from Star Wars. Henry Cavill, of course, Superman. Jodie Comer, Daisy Edgar Jones, John Krasinski, Giancarlo Esposito, and of course Denzel Washington. Everybody wants the Blue Marvel to come eventually. It's going to be tough to see how that happens. Like, okay, we've got a Mr. Fantastic type character at the same time. We got a Mr. Fantastic. Okay, let's see how that works. The other rumor that's out there right now is that he shows up in Blade as Dracula.
Who? Juan Carlo?
No, Denzel Washington.
Whoa! All right. So
I like Jay Onions though. That would be dope.
As Dracula, and that was another one of these things I was thinking about upcoming projects, and Juan Carlo would fucking make an excellent version. Like, have you seen the version of Dracula from Marvel, right? Slick back ponytail, just badass, just the way Esposito always carries himself as far as like the way he was in The Boys. Perfect.
Not how he was fresh. Remember the drug dealer? Remember how he?
Not really.
That's how he was. He just was in love with a boy's sister.
I think the X-Men rumors are total bullshit. I think there's no way you are going to get anything X-Men until way after a Fantastic Four movie is come and gone. But the leaks that I've seen too show that Krasinski might actually be Dr. Doom.
Okay.
We might have actually saw Dr. Doom posing as Reed Richards in the Multiverse of Madness, and that would be the reason why he was such an idiot and died. But
speculation is fun. Speculation is fun.
Yeah.
Shout out to Chic Geek who says Madison is her spirit animal.
Dale Keown is mine. He sleeps.
The She-Hulk now shows a great combination of Dan Slott and John Byrne. That's from Cover Letter Comics. Wookie Fighter says they just need constant content for Disney Plus now. It will never end because it's their own content for their own network. Yes, absolutely. Look, I don't know what everybody else is paying, right? I've bounced in between paying $14.99 to $6.99, and I've been happy about the content no matter what. It's weird because I'm never like, oh man, first thing I want to put on is freaking Disney Plus. It's never been that. However, when I'm like, oh man, I need new content, and I flip it on, there's always new content, whether it be that Groot shit, which has been freaking. If you haven't watched it, it's funny as hell.
That's good. It's just too short, man.
Short. But it's like, what? That's fine, right? Because
I dig their shorts. I like Marvel shorts, so I'm not really I'm not mad.
Yeah, I'm freaking learning. There's a Boba Fett documentaries on there. Fucking Simpson stuff, right? So I love the fact that they have their own content. They're freaking constantly building. I'm not too happy with the fact that some of the newer stuff goes on Netflix right now. So, for instance, Morbius, instead of going to Disney Plus, went straight to Netflix, and I find that kind of weird but hilarious. Now everyone's like, oh yeah, we told you Morbius is a shit, man. Y'all were just late. No, man, it was still.
That's what I was supposed to add to my Netflix watch list.
No, it's just.
I'm gonna watch
Netflix time, baby.
Look, the boy is an awesome, freaking hilarious Joker, right? He pisses you off. He's the type of Joker that makes you want to fucking just punch him in the fucking face. Great, but I cannot take him seriously as a scientist of any type of kind. All right, if you straight up had him as Dracula, I could have did with that. Yeah, okay, but not as a redeeming character as Morbius. I'm sorry. Nope. Um, Maybe else says he didn't even get to sell his paper girls before they freaking canceled that shit. Yeah.
I'm sorry, bro.
Last year.
Yeah, well, you never know, man. Freaking some other legendary studios is um, shopping it around to other freaking joints. So
Yeah,
hope
I can
title
see
sales.
Netflix. Why not go to Netflix?
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, Netflix will pick it up for 2 seasons and then cancel it too.
Right. So I mean, it's one of those things, right? Like, okay, they shop it around on Netflix, and what you're hoping for is that once it hits Netflix, that it culturally takes off, right? Like, okay, um, I forget which one I was thinking of, but like Lucifer was a great show that a lot of people watched, but it just didn't take off freaking culturally, man. Because or I was like, all right, we got this sexy ass fucking Lucifer around, and house moms love freaking watching that shit, but you can't really fucking cosplay as him, right? But Cobra Kai went through, which was originally on the YouTube, then went to Netflix. It just fucking took off.
Yeah, that shit was organic.
Yeah. It's strange. You can go on and going down a list of stuff that made it to Netflix and took off, or it just fucking it was just found a good home on Netflix and didn't go anywhere else. Oh man, a lot of people love. Double O says they needed to save money for LOTR, Lord of the Rings. I've heard a lot of people that says they've tried to start Lord of the Rings, right? And but they couldn't distinguish in between, like, okay, this is the movies that I've been watching or had been watching, and then I got to the freaking show, and then I didn't give a damn about the show because they couldn't mention stuff because they didn't have enough money to buy the actual license for the stuff that I actually loved.
Are you serious? Yeah.
For shame. For shame.
Yeah, that shit, man. There was cartoons, after school specials about that shit growing up, and now they got to pay to mention it. Man, fuck that.
Yeah.
So, hey Dennis, if Madison is your side piece, Wongers is going to put you in the mirror dimension, bro.
Wong was hilarious. That shit was hilarious.
So how many of you guys think that she's possessed by something and Wong's going to have to save her?
Who, Jen?
No, Madison.
Ooh, like a Mephisto.
Dude, she was holding somebody's heart. I mean, like, she walked out holding somebody's heart and dropped it. I don't know. Some guy made me sign a blood pact, and I signed a contract for my soul, and
better
not show him on this show.
Bro, if they introduce Mephisto on this show of all other shows because he's a good contract writer.
Hey, but it'll be like the one with Keanu Reeves and what was that? The one with Keanu Reeves where he was a lawyer and Satan was his boss. What was that show? It was Al Pacino. Remember, he was the devil.
Yeah. I remember the movie. It's the one with Keanu Reeves and what's her name? What's it called?
You know what I'm talking about. Devil's Advocate. Thanks, Larry Joe.
Yeah.
Devil's Advocate, yes.
Anyone hoping Mighty Mel V is hopping in the chat saying, hey, anyone hoping for something that's killing the children, laugh aloud. Don't hold your breath. Let's see. Shit's a wrap. Yeah, Jay Nanya is mentioning Midnight Suns. Yep. Well, that was already mentioned. I
don't think they're going to mention that.
Man, it's already got a video game on the way. They've got a comic coming out within.
But does it translate to live action? Are they going to give us Punisher, Moon Knight, Daredevil, Blade?
Right. They gotta introduce the characters first, right? So first up should be Blade. And then,
but think about it. Do you really have to reintroduce them? Like you already showed them. They had Netflix shows. Why can't we just bring them out like they've already been?
Well, that's exactly what Marvel's new approach has been since Hawkeye. Yeah. Since Hawkeye, they've been like, "Fuck it, we're just going to use the characters." And
why you know they're there. Like
And it's the same way they should be approaching X-Men. The X-Men should be there for generations. And Professor X has been wiping the world's mind with the use of Cerebro.
Yeah.
Like, we saved you. You don't know who we are anymore.
Yeah, just like the Eternals, the same thing.
Coco Gal says Y was canceled after the first season. That was not Y the Last Man. That was a piece of shit.
Yeah, that was a pale
terrible.
imitation of an adaptation with a whole bunch of what's the 4-letter word we like to use nowadays? Dennis likes to use it heavily. Woke.
Yeah, right. So
it went full the other way.
If you read the comic and then you went and watched the show, you didn't know what the fuck you were watching, because I get what they were trying to do. They were like, okay, well, there's this dude out there, and we fell in love with his story, but then they try to show the story from the woman's side, and okay, I get that, but you know what? I don't want to watch. I don't want to watch an hour of the West House or West Side, any type of political show during the fucking apocalypse. I don't give a fuck about that, man. It was interesting when the old girl was like, manipulating the women behind freaking scenes and shit. That was kind of interesting, right? When, she was shooting up in the air and showing up like she was the savior. That was kind of freaking interesting. But all that
it was
other
kind of
shit,
like the opposite of the Handmaid's Tale, though.
I had to bring that up.
I mean, it really was. Like, if you look at exactly what they did, it is the exact opposite of Handmaid's Tale.
Holy
there's the
shit.
McClay.
Holy shit.
What up, guys?
Just started.
This is a big week for you, man. Right? New sports showing up, man. I know you got like a box of, you got closets full of shit ready to fucking sell.
Bro, I'm
Hold on, Brian. Before you go, you had to make me leave for 15 minutes during the top 10 because I had to go and watch that fucking Danzig story and get knocked out. And that shit was hilarious. And part 2 is better than part 1. So.
Yeah. If you guys haven't seen it, go check it out. Just look up Danzig in the Bogcast, and you guys will see it. It's hilarious.
Hilarious, dude.
Yeah.
Sorry,
it's got over like 200,000 views, I think. Right?
That shit is
gotta
funny.
Yeah.
I hate that.
80,000 views, 60,000 views. I don't know, something crazy.
I think everybody has a story about that dude meeting him, and he's just a fucking prick.
Yeah. Yeah, he is probably one of the biggest assholes in all of music, and people just love him for some reason. And he is
You know what? He brought up a really, really good topic one time. He said it was really, really unfair that the drummer from Def Leppard only had one arm, and that the drummer from Motley Crue had 3.
The fuck?
He's just a douchebag, bro.
You get it?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he just showed everybody his third arm on Facebook the other day or something crazy like that.
Oh, Tommy Lee, yeah, that's nothing new. Everybody saw it on a video with him and Pam back in the day.
Isn't that shit disease, man? Didn't he give old Pamela like some big fucking disease and shit? Hey, come on now.
Yeah, that Danzig video, that Bogcast video has 212,000 views.
Oh, geez.
It's a short?
Yeah, it's 8 minutes and 24 seconds long.
So it's actually it's not considered a short then, because like aren't shorts supposed to be like under 5 minutes?
Under a minute, I think.
Oh, under a minute.
Yeah. It's Danzig Gets Knocked Out. The True Story is the name of the video.
I mean, dude, you've been dropping fire with Max Cavalera over there, like telling you like ancient secrets about Kurt Cobain in Brazil. I mean, there's been a lot of good stuff you've been doing over there, man. So props to you on all the success, and congratulations on the hits. And hey, man, hope the advertising monetization's working out for you.
Yeah. It is what it is. I'll tell you the key to YouTube. If you ever want to make money off of YouTube, the key to making money off YouTube is to get paid by somebody outside of YouTube to do stuff. You're never going to make money off of YouTube views, subs, none of that. In order to make money off YouTube, you have to make money off third party
marketing.
Yep.
Marketing. Yeah. Freaking, it's a grind, man. Because by the time, exactly, Brian. Because by the time you've invested all your time and other shit to get people just to freaking pay attention, man, you're fucking that money is freaking gone, man. It's like absolutely freaking. You gotta freaking. That's why we try to keep it clean on the show.
Too hard.
But right.
Too
Uh,
hard. Remo, what strain you smoking, bro? You gotta let me know.
This is actually, I had to take it back to the old school. It's some true OG.
Bro, that's funny you say that. This week on the podcast, that's what Keith was smoking. OG.
Somebody brought it back, man. It's been going around out here, and I just been like, every time I find a good strain of it, I just snatch it up.
One of my best friend's uncles, his family grows up in one of my best friends, his family grows up in Mendo.
Right.
And they were one of the first people to start growing the OG and Bubba Kush, both of them.
If you, I actually, I have one of these full of some OG seeds.
Yeah.
And that's my prized possession. I'll take those to the grave with me unless somebody wants to go and really put it down. Other than that, I'll take them with me because they deserve to be done properly because everything else is from it. So I love those things, man. When I get me my land, that's what I'm growing.
Yeah, I'm with you on that, man. I'd love to start growing on some land out there. I watched Strain Hunters came back and they dropped 2 new episodes, man. And that was always one of my favorite all-time YouTube video shows. And I'm so glad they're back. And I would love to. I always thought that was the coolest thing, to have a job where you're just going out looking for these killer old school mother strains of cannabis growing, wild in South Africa or, South America, the Mideast.
What's been happening lately is a lot of the guys have been kind of, the big timers out here have been kind of letting their ego kind of subside, and they're starting to actually sell short runs of their seeds. Like they'll do seed drops at certain dispensaries, and they'll give you it'll be a vial of 10 or 15 seeds, but they'll only do 30 of them, and they may be, you might spend a couple $100, but that's a fucking.
They better hurry up and do that shit before fucking those GMO companies get a hold of that.
Well, that's the thing. You have to allow people the opportunity to cultivate it, because it'll stop at the strain you have unless someone else decides to take it further. Every time
Monsanto's going to start patenting their seeds, and they're going to start coming after people. So yeah.
Well, that's the thing. You got to kind of, I always say that stuff only happens when you're trying to be Dr. Doom with the weed. You want to just, have your own stuff where you get to grow it and maybe sell at a farmer's market, or, you know what I mean? That's the only time it'll affect you, is if you're trying to, overthrow, governments and try and use it to grow your shit. But if you're just trying to have your own, farm at your house or on your own property, or maybe give some to friends and allow them to do it, then you don't have nothing to worry about.
I would love some Dr. Doom level weed.
But I mean Dr. Doom as far as being diabolical about it and not trying to allow people to, this is my strain. No one owns this shit, bro. Right. You know what I mean?
I know a few people that have done that. You know what I mean? Have actually cultivated and crossbred and made their own.
Well, that's
shit,
what you're supposed to do, man.
Yeah.
That's what it all started from. Was everybody would grow something, and then the next season you guys come together, you show what you have. You guys say, "Oh, that's great. Let me have some of that." You have any seeds from that, and I'm gonna go and try and do what I do, and then the next season I'll show you what I did, or 2 seasons from now I'll show you what I did, and then we'll show you. It's just showing.
Are you talking about people actually being kind to each other?
Yeah,
operating in unity.
But I'm saying that's how the cannabis industry always was, though. You know what I mean? It was never.
OGs now, because the new G's, they don't act that way.
Well, that's the thing, though. Like people are starting to see you don't win doing that. Because there's always been people who are the people who protect that lifestyle, right? Because that's how it's a lifestyle. It's not fake. It's how people. When you go to Mendo and you go up to Humboldt, these people have been doing this all their lives. It's generational. It's not like somebody who just bought a couple clones and went in their closet and started growing weed. Like these are people who this is how they live.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like when I was coming up, like that was the thing. You either wanted to meet a homeboy who either lived or had connections up there, or meet a girl who lived up there, because that's how you were gonna. That was your end. You know what I mean? Like you can't just go out there and buy weed. Like you had to know somebody. You know what I'm saying? Like and it would be like going to Colombia. You know what I mean? And like, oh yeah, who's got kilos? No, that's not gonna happen. But if you marry into a family, somebody's gonna have somebody that has your end. You know what I mean?
So I got a question. Is there a comic that has been printed on hemp?
Well, that's a great question. But before we answer that, Remo, you were talking about generations, and you know, and that's what my homeboy's company is. It's called the Humboldt Cure. They're based out of Humboldt, Mendo. Beautiful, all natural stuff.
I've heard of them.
Yeah. Yeah, they grow outside. They've got all kinds of gear and stuff. Their art, to me, they have the most beautiful art, merch and stuff. I mean, look at this stuff. It's absolutely gorgeous. But anyways, they grow outside. They've always been outside growers on sides of mountains, stuff like that. And that's exactly what, you know, they hold that very, very close to their heart, being able to pass that down to their children and to their children's children and all that stuff. Yeah, very, very cool.
My wife, like her family, she was raised into a family like that. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's like, and we were together for years, and I'm over here banging my head against the wall trying to figure it out, and she's just like never saying anything. And then one day she was just like, "Hey, you should do this, and you should do that." And I was like, "Yeah, okay, whatever." Tried it, the shit worked, you know. And then I was just like, "Okay." And then, you know, then she would start throwing other stuff, and I'm just like, "What the fuck?" And then she started to tell me about, and I'm just like, "Why the fuck have you let me waste all this goddamn money for the last 3 years when you could have told me exactly what to do?"
Yeah, Coco Gal says Murder Mountain was a good watch. One of the main people in Murder Mountain is the guy who runs the Humboldt Cure. One of my buddies, Joe Belanzia. It goes by Fachot, Joe Fachot, and he's in Murder Mountain. If you guys haven't seen Murder Mountain, it's crazy.
So I actually have, you know, I have people on both sides, and I had a cousin that was in business with somebody out there, and they fucked up his money. You know what I mean? Like, so he went to collect, you know, and when he went to collect, he kind of went crazy, and you know, he ended up going to prison. My cousin's in prison now. They gave him something like 45 years. But so in California now, if you go and rob somebody, and this is not just in drugs, but if you do a robbery and someone gets killed, and say everybody gets killed and you're the only person left, you get charged with all of their murders. Even if they were on the opposing side, or even if they were on your side, you get charged with all the murders. So that's not as far as it went with my cousin, but my cousin did some heinous shit, and he ended up getting charged with everything. So because he took the fall, you know what I mean? So, but
we know how it went down, man. He went up there. He was like, "Let me go see these boys about collecting my money," and they disrespected the shit out of me. Man, they like, "Man, we'll get that shit to you next week." You like, "Bitch, you supposed to have that shit to your mother." I'll have half of it to you on Tuesday.
Nah, that wasn't good enough.
Watch this.
If you know my cousin, that wasn't good enough, and I'll just say there was a butane torch involved.
Right. So. So quickly, just a precursor research on, because the question was, has there been any comics printed on hemp paper? I'm not tracking anything that actually came through the Diamond System. However, indie wise, there's a Hi There, which is a mini comic on hemp paper by J.J. McCluckley. And apparently at one point, there was a company called Red Giant Entertainment, and they were looking to print their stuff on hemp paper as well.
Cheaper.
Well, yeah, I mean,
it won't be all thin. It won't be thin, that's for sure.
But hey, Brian, like, how's it coming, man? Freaking, so this week is the first full official week for NFL stuff. We also got UEFA. league coming on, and it's kind of winding down on the MLB baseball right now. How's it going on your end for trading cards, man?
Unfortunately, trading cards, if you think that the comics world is bad right now with all the bullshit going on behind the scenes, trading cards is just as bad. There's some craziness going on in the group break world. If any of you guys are familiar with Sports Card Radio and the twins over there, they're just one of the best podcasts, YouTube channels to know, like, on the ins and outs and all the drama going on. And man, there's some crazy drama. Just that it seems like, you know, I'm sure we're going to get into it later, but, you know, with comics world, there's always some type of drama going on behind the scenes. Well, with the card world, there's like times 10. And on top of that, the card makers, Topps and Panini, are really just doing some scandalous shit. They're putting out, because they're losing the license, and, you know, they're being bought out by Fanatics. Well, they're losing the license, so they're printing like 4 times the amount of cards. Right. They're adding cards into sets that should not be there. Like Brian Sipe. Like Brian Sipe was an NFL quarterback that played for the Browns that nobody wants to see a card of ever, yet alone in 2022. You know what I mean? Like they're putting assistant coaches, you know, in there. It's just ridiculous. I will not
251 or 250. I've seen that too.
Exactly. Yeah. I will not. Topps just released the Topps Chrome checklist, and the Bobby Witt Jr., Julio Rodriguez, Torkelson, and 2 other cards are short prints. They're not regular rookies. It's like, what are you doing? Like, this is not the type of shit that you should be doing. You should be making it easier for these cards to get, so more people want to go after them, not making it harder. Like, I will not buy another Panini product until they fix the issues that they've got going on. And the only reason I'll buy Topps is because I love Bowman so much. But other than that, I'm staying away from opening cards and buying wax right now. It's not worth it.
It's weird because it has been easier to get it at certain Targets and Walmarts.
But you see how much they are?
Yeah, fucking
$40 for a blaster box. Like, I thought $20 was a lot a year ago. Now they're $40. Mm-hmm. The chances to get even a sniff of your money back in these things is ridiculous, and they're not even fun to open.
Yeah, and then people have been showing, like, the quality has been, like, all jacked up on some of these. Like, terrible. Okay, like hold up, why is this Lakers card that I'm pulling out and it's supposed to be a patch? Why is it fucking red? Like, whose fucking patch was it? That shit don't mean it. Or some patches that'll have an E and say, hey, this is so and so. He does not have any vowels in his name whatsoever. What the fuck is that? Like, so the quality control, like you said, Brian, man, freaking their quality control has been just all freaking jacked up, and it looks like they're just trying to make another freaking dollar, and they're just rushing it freaking through.
And it's the same thing with, I feel like, with a lot of these, you know, we went through the whole Black Flag thing, and that just keeps getting worse and worse. And, you know,
that whole drama that was unraveling. I still have not even seen the video.
Oh, bro.
I don't need to see it.
But it's funny. Like, it's fucking, and I wouldn't laugh at it if it wasn't like, listen, karma is a bitch. Karma is a dirty, dirty bitch when you are ready to pay the piper. And she comes for you, man. She is not fun to play with, but treat her well, and she'll give you the world. But you do shit like Black Flag Comics did, and you know, somebody's gonna come steal your wife named Clayton Crane, that, you know, is some type of magician. Like, he's out there like making bunnies.
Like Merlin, right?
Yeah,
that's like the original. We need Adam here, but that is straight up specking on fucking, and we never even said that. But
yeah,
you know what I mean. I just think it was. I didn't think it was funny. But the fact that you lose when I can't, man.
What are you doing putting that video out? Like, anybody, he could have talked to literally anybody on the street, any one of his friends, anybody in the comic world, and said, hey, should I put this video out? And they would say, not only no, fuck no.
Yeah, exactly.
But you know, like, when your heart is fucking broken, man, you're
nah.
That dude's got no friends. You know that dude's got no friends.
No.
I don't know. I think this is kind of like the Bubba the Love Sponge and Hulk situation. I think he knew Crane was doing something with his wife. Like, maybe he was holding the camera.
bro. Yeah, I agree with that because
you can literally go on his Facebook page and there's still videos up of him behind the camera as Clayton Crane and that dude's wife are selling comics, and they're just flirting with each other the whole time. You can see the looks they're giving to each other, and just like, dude,
no, that was already happening. And that's my thing. Like, if you don't know who your wife is by that point, bro, come on, man. You know what I mean? Like, I would never, if I couldn't trust my wife, like, first off, I wouldn't be with her. But then, why would I bring her around anybody that was just, anybody other than myself? Like, if you got to worry about who you can bring your wife around, like, what's the point in bringing her around?
And I got to say this as a retired Mr. Steal Your Girl. I see a lot of people who are incapable of pulling somebody's wife, making lots of comments on what Mr. Crane did.
Yeah,
it's like,
exactly.
Okay. You guys,
my thing.
You guys don't understand. You've never been in that position. Have you ever had an opportunity to say no to something that was very desirable for months?
But see, and this is the thing, though. He's got a wife, right?
Crane does too. Yeah.
Yeah.
His wife is, she looks pretty. She's a looker.
But you didn't see him bringing her around him.
Well, here's what Crane did. Crane has been silent. Crane's been the smart one. Like, that dude has not said shit, nothing. He's the smart one.
He's player in the game. He ain't got nothing to say. What I gotta say, I did what I did.
He's too busy making bunny rabbits disappear in his off time.
And see, and this is the thing, though. Nobody understands or knows what he's got going on at home. How you know his wife ain't in on it? How you know his wife didn't say it's all good? Go ahead and do your thing.
Again, I want to remind everybody what happened with Hulk Hogan and Bubba the Love Sponge's wife. Okay, so just remember, some adults like to share.
Yep,
and a little
more open about it.
And maybe he was just not in on it. That's all.
Look, it's for those that don't know, because I know we're take comic book community. We're us, but look, there are parts of other communities, Instagram communities and TikTok community. They're all about that sharing. Like, there's literally a mommy group right now on Instagram and TikTok. That's all they do, and to garner more attention for themselves, they made up a fake scandal of, hey, this one is cheating. Oh, well, we decided to share it, and now this one is cheating when this one, and that one's cheating with this one, and all that other stuff. So I don't know their business like that. Once again, I haven't even seen the freaking video.
What I said. That's why it's not even worth speaking on.
Right.
He's coming out speaking on it because you didn't get the memo, bro.
See, I would think that way too, but here's the problem. When it comes to karma coming in like that, then it's open to speak on, in my opinion. If you come out and do some scandalous shit and karma comes back and smacks you in the face, we all get to see that smack in the face and talk about it.
True. I just think, like, to me, it's just like, if you I'm with Ultras, like, if you know, like, that type of shit goes down. When you see it happen, you just be like, okay, I see that. But there's certain people that don't understand that, so they think it's something that's just like, oh my God. It's like, bro, that shit happens every day, man.
Yeah, Manny says Jason should have kept that shit private, but nope, Jason had to tell everyone, and he promotes his business while telling his sorrow as well.
Because any kind of promotion is promotion nowadays. It doesn't matter if it's good or bad.
Yeah,
shit up. And the fact that in the video he says he fucking pointed a fucking handgun at him.
Do you believe that?
Like that already?
Come on, bro.
Yeah. Like, come on.
Was it while he was in bed already fucking?
Yeah, right.
Like, you stop! Like, bitch, you getting already done.
Handgun is what he calls his penis.
I'm sorry, Lord. I don't mean to laugh. No, I don't mean to. Sorrows. With all that,
I'm with Brian, though. I'm with Brian. Karma's a bitch.
With all the pygmies in Africa.
And karma will come and get your ass. And it'll make you go on YouTube and try and explain yourself when you don't got to explain yourself.
He needs to watch the Swaggle House video on why you should not want to take your own life. And people need to send him that en masse.
Black Flag Wookie Fodder says this.
Oh yeah, they were That's why Black Flag went all crazy. He went all heel turn at Boston and C2E2 is because he knew what was going on. He's like, fuck it, I'm going out. I'm taking everybody with me. And then when that didn't work, he had a change of feelings, and he should have just stayed quiet about it. Like,
nobody's business.
Yeah, it's not anybody else's business until you put it out there.
Mhm.
Your dumbass put it out there. You just made it everybody's business.
And it's like there's a lot of things that a lot of people could have gone the rest of their lives without ever knowing or seeing.
And that is Clayton Crane looking like Trey said the other night. He's a mage flinging magic at you.
He's like David Blaine, but with long hair.
Yes.
Yeah. Double O says he can't wait till we get back to talk about comics. Well, we are talking about people in the comic book community of LA. Let's go. All right. So first thing I do want to bring up is, and this is the Greens, IDW is going to have a shortage. Where did it go? All right. Still getting weird. Okay. IDW is going to have a shortage on Star Trek. All right. I didn't know that anybody cared about Star Trek that much, but it was the number 400 issue. The
Legacy.
Right.
So that's from Gold Key #1 all the way up.
Yes. So I am a proud owner of 2 issues of Star Trek #1. I love that. I got them while they were cheap at like $20. They're now like 60 to 120 bucks depending on the freaking joint. But the number 400, the one to keep an eye out for, would have been the 1 to 10, which has the first appearance of the Upper Deck cast on there. It's got like the full freaking cast on there. So I don't know what's going on with this thing with Star Trek number 400 cover B Woodward 11's. Like, did it come out? Oh, it came out on Wednesday. So I don't know why they didn't put this out till today. So I don't know why they put that out there like that. So maybe they're
Reorders.
My shop didn't get any of their books this week. They were all damaged.
Yeah, it's been happening a lot lately.
Yeah,
right.
He sent them all
delays, delays and all types of stuff, man. And I can see why sometimes, man, the way these USPS and UPS guys have been freaking handling these freaking packages, man. They just fucking just throw that shit up, get the fucking doors, bah! Like, I'm here, ring the doorbell. What the fuck?
He was like, I can't even sell them to you guys. He was like, give me 2 weeks and they'll be back. He was like, but I can't. Everything I got it's damaged. I can't even. It's fucked up.
Now, what I would highly suggest is that if you have a relationship with your LCS and you say, hey, man, even if it's damaged, if you would mind setting aside at least one copy, especially if it's an incentive, just set it aside for me. Wait for me to come in, and then if I want to buy it, I'll buy it off of you versus you having to wait for an extra or something that's never going to freaking come in. Right?
Yeah, he'll give them to me for like half off of the cover price.
Man, I get nightmares just talking about Star Trek books because of all the times I was working in the comic book store and I had the weird Star Trek people come in the store. Hey, do you have this Star Trek book? It came out today. Yeah, unfortunately, we don't order anything but subscription copies for that book. Well, what do you mean? You don't have any that I can get today? Like, no. Like, and then the high-pitched screeching, screaming, getting mad, getting upset, like what happened. And I'm like, I'm sorry. There's nothing I could do. I could try to order the book.
Look, Star Trek is like DC, man. Star Trek is like DC, whereas once they get their shit together, they're going to be a full force. And they've understood that maybe it's through animation, right? They've got really two good, really animation. They've got Prodigy. And they've got Upper Decks, which are really good. And
if you have Paramount, I have Paramount, so I'm bombarded with all the new Trek stuff. They've got like 15 different fucking shows at once. It's a big property, but the comic books have always been kind of like, I guess, like not really a favorite medium of the major Trek fan, but it's like that you've always had that outlier who's always like, I gotta have everything.
Let's see. Patrick says they don't care. I'm not sure what that's about. People still talking about that. All right. from Marvel Comics. These are also going to be some shortages and possible allocations. These are for the ones that are coming out on next Wednesday. Midnight Suns #1, that cover A.
No, it's a
And-
Nakayama. That kind of sucks that it's going to be shorted.
Yeah.
Venom. Is anybody even reading the new Venom anymore?
Let's say went to that freaking outer world with a bunch of fucking venoms and parasites. I was like, yeah, I'm done.
So Eddie Brock is now dead and living amongst the goo and the hive mind and can constitute a body anywhere in the universe he wants to, as long as there's a symbiote on the other end. And Dylan has that updated Venom logo on his suit, and apparently there's the two of them on the cover. And Bedlam is apparently Eddie Brock from the future. Like I that's what I've been able to gather from this, just putting it all together. So the Red Bedlam is also Eddie, and everybody's Eddie, and it's all a conundrum. But
Over it.
I watched Thor: Love and Thunder again, and it plays better the second time than it does the first.
Yeah. Wonder World Comics saying Lucas must have Paramount stock because he's pipe dreaming. I did buy it while it was. I bought some while it was fucking cheap as fuck, and I'm doing really well on that right now. Because I think it was a Super Bowl commercial that came out, and it showed like all the shit that they own, and I was like, oh shit, we're talking about all the Star Trek stuff, the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle stuff, and the list goes on and on. Beavis and Butthead, man, think about like all the horror stuff that they own as well, whether it be like Jason, Freddy, what's the name of that little fucking crazy ass fucking doll? Yeah, they own. Yeah, those guys, and then HBO Max, HBO and Warner Brothers, they have their own shit as well, man. So in between HBO and Paramount, they've got a lot of properties that you have watched, that people just don't think of it as their property. And that's the difference between Disney and these other. Disney says, "Yeah, this is us. This is us. Take us." Whereas those other was like, "Yeah, we got them. We bought it from somebody else. You know, got it. Take it or leave it." It's just one of those things. Let's see. Oh, D23. So apparently, and I think the girls in Nirvana, they covered this already. There's going to be 2 specialty covers. They're going to be released at one of the things tomorrow. So what you do is, I guess it's either going to be in your seat or in a bag, and then after the thing, you get to go and take it for a signing by the writers and the artists. Is this going to be another one of those $5,000 to $10,000 freaking books?
No, you know
Or
why?
It's too much like the other one.
Yeah.
Because
It's 200.
it just doesn't have the first Disney Marvel mashup on print that Disney allowed to happen like the last one.
Yeah.
That's the reason why the first one went nuts the way it did. But these are still going to be collectible because it's convention exclusive of Amazing Fantasy 1000. So it says, Marvel Comics will be giving away 2 exclusive to the show editions of the extra size comic featuring the work of Neil Gaiman, Steve McNiven, Dan Slott, and many more. They will be given away at the Marvel Comics Celebrating 60 Years of Amazing Spider-Man panel while supplies last. So basically, if you're going to go to that panel at D23 tomorrow, get there early, get your copies. And I don't know if they're going to limit them to people, but it says while supplies last. So
they're going to have a stack of those on the tables there.
and the first 15 people through the door are going to be like, yoink.
Yep. We take like 5 of them a piece.
While supplies last. So it's like, oh, everything's already paid for. No more money required. You already have invested your life into us here at Disney.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
My question would be that second one, the one to the right. Do we think that's the final art? Because to me, it looks like there's a lot of room for some other shit on it.
Yeah, that's the final art. So what they did is they did one with one Disney character and a bunch of Marvel characters, and then they did another one with one Marvel character with a bunch of Disney characters.
Vegas Boy is saying, so no retailer shops are getting them. I have not seen any in nothing in Diamond nor in Penguin, who is the distributor for Marvel.
Yeah, and Wonder World Comics has the correct code breaker. eBay D23 2022. And you'll be able to find pre-sales of these books from people who
already. Jeez.
Yeah. Well, you know how people are, man. They're like, there's people like, oh, I'm guaranteed copies. Like the guy setting out the stack of books for the shit tomorrow has already got like 50 copies in his briefcase
Right.
back home.
Yeah, exactly.
For his boys, and they're the ones who are pre-listing. So we know the game. People tomorrow are going to try to get their copies because they know that they got people who are wanting them. But good
There's
luck.
something very interesting that I've been noticing recently, that there's people that are being a little bit more out in the open with it than they were in the past. And that is the fact that you're seeing more and more, and I hate to use this word, shout out to Journals Comics. He put out a thing on it recently, I know, but like this whole influencer thing that's been going on, you know, in the comics world with comic sellers, there's that a lot of these quote unquote influencers are, you know, for example, there's a Rose City Comic Con in Portland this weekend, right? And there's influencers who are saying, yeah, I've got Rose City Comic Con variants available for sale this weekend on my whatnot. What? Like not at the con? You mean you can't get them at the con? You can only get them on your whatnot? And to me, that's the weird thing, is that like, instead of it being a cool thing to go to the con, maybe meet somebody, buy the books at the con, you can only get them at the con. Now it's becoming a thing where they're calling variants of, this is a special Rose City Comic Con thing where we only printed 200 of them and you can get them on my whatnot sale tomorrow.
Which means which means there's more than 200.
It's like, it's really making the whole con variant thing just feel so slimy to me.
Yeah, and I just actually noticed something. The left cover is Mickey presenting Spider-Man with a 60th birthday cake, and the right is Spider-Man presenting the Disney characters with a 100th birthday cake. And then cover lovers are like, what's the story inside? Does it matter?
No.
The same issue is inside, and it's all Amazing Fantasy 1000. So you're good there. But you know what, McClay? And herein lies the battle that is always like within the two idiot wolves that battle within my body when I'm at a convention. I see a store exclusive offered by the store, and then they have their own convention exclusive. And I'm like, the convention exclusive actually entices me a little bit more than your regular store exclusive does. So I always think about those things. It really does. It usually does look like a different way to get it. But if they're not at the con,
exactly.
And the only way to get that book is through the whatnot. Like, look, is it a whatnot exclusive through whatnot? Or no? This is somebody else is saying, this is my book, and the only way to get it is going to be buy it through my whatnot.
Yeah. So don't call it a Rose City Comic Con exclusive, because if you're going to call it a con exclusive, it better fucking be available at the con for people who are attending the con.
Ding. Yeah, I agree. I wholeheartedly agree. And this is where like the difference is between, I guess big fans and people who are just out there to promote.
I'll be honest.
They're not influencers. They're promoters. Let's call them what they really are. They are totally just self-promoters or promoting somebody else.
The thing I always took as an influencer was, and I'll go back to like the apparel or sneaker, was a company would give you those clothes to wear, and you would influence other people to want to get those. When they came out, they would sell out. Obviously,
you know why? Because it wasn't somebody with them, and they would look for them for weeks,
exactly,
and not be able to get it. The hype for that shit would be so big,
but it was never that person had
to line out the door, right?
But it wasn't those items were for sale from that person. That person didn't have multiple pairs of those shoes or multiple shirts to sell. They had their own, and that was it.
So. Yeah, well,
that's why I think it's different. It's comic book people aren't influencers, like you said. They're promoters, or they're given those comps, quote unquote, in order,
Right.
I don't even know what you call it. It's promo.
Yes. So I had actually been in the skateboarding game back in the 90s.
Mm-hmm.
And while I was there, I also knew some of the guys that were at the college level game, right? So, I don't know if you guys remember, like, not just there's a whole bunch of like, oh shit, remember, I'm trying to remember the name of the ski company, but there was a ski company, K2, right? K2, yeah, K2. They were trying to break into the skateboarding game and the rollerblading game, and they came up with these freaking wheels and boards and all this other stuff, right? So what they would do is they would give us um, boards, maybe like 5 boards, 5 wheels per month, right?
Mhm.
And they would say, okay, hey, you guys are freaking sponsored. So what you do? So you're like, oh, that's nice. Like, okay, and am I getting a paycheck? Like, well, you got to make it to this type of level and do all this other stuff. So, like,
Also
man,
known
fuck that. Yeah. So what we would do is you would have those 5, and you would sell that just to make a little bit extra freaking bread, right?
Exactly.
We didn't have 200 of them motherfuckers.
No, you had 5.
Yeah.
You used one, and you sold the 4, or you
Right,
kept 2 and you sold 2. Just
right,
depends.
right,
You
and
know?
that was this right. That was the same thing for some of the dudes I knew at the college level for basketball. Right, they would they would go, they would show up for camp. They would get their little 2 or 3 freaking sneaks from the equipment manager, and they would wear one, and they would try and make sure that shit freaking lasted. In the meantime, they would sell 2 of them joints and some jerseys and shit, just to have a little bit more extra bread to spend to feed themselves on the fucking weekends when the child hall at the college was freaking closed. So, but we're talking that is totally different situation than what is happening that Brian is saying. Like, hey, these influencers are getting like 50 to 100, and they're selling it on their freaking whatnots, for whatever. It's crazy because there is absolutely no correlation in between some of these comic book influencers and some of these freaking sales. So I don't know why they're giving them so many copies.
So that's my thing. Also, it's like if you're getting all these copies, you're basically. I don't see.
Hopefully they're selling it to them, not
I know
just
but
giving
they're
it to them.
selling it, but it's not. It doesn't do anything for whatnot except for give exposure to that person on their channel, but it's on their platform. So I don't understand. It's almost not like it's not. I don't understand what it's doing. I mean, I know it pisses a lot of people off, but like for instance, say I was getting, uh, you know, 40 copies of the Invincibles a month, right? They're giving me 40 copies and I'm selling them. That's money in my pocket. They're not getting any money for that.
Okay, well,
But are they? You know what I mean?
well,
I don't.
yeah. Well, okay. So change it around, man. So instead of saying comics, say fentanyl or crack cocaine, right? Well,
Right.
this freaking cartel, he walked up to this crack dealer and he gave him 2 kilos of some shit, right? And he says, "Hey man, I'm going to give you these to start off. I'm going to give you 2 kilos of the shit, right? And only you can get these right now. We're going to make sure this shit hits the freaking streets full on in about 2 months."
But that's not how it
But
works
I'm
because you can't go to the store and buy these whatnot exclusives in stores.
but that's what it's supposed to be like. It's supposed to be so exclusive. You just hand it to a few people, and then they drum up the sound of it. Like, oh man, everybody and their mama fucking trying to get these freaking comics and shit.
I
And
totally
then
get that, but I
and
don't
it,
understand why people are they get angry about that because it's the same thing. It's like if I want a pair of Air Force Ones, right? Not all of the Foot Lockers are going to sell them, but maybe 5 in my area will have them, right? And they're only going to have a couple pairs at each store, right?
right.
That's going to be the line that Ultra's talking about. You're going to have a line of people at those 5 stores trying to get those exclusive pairs of shoes. Everybody can't get them, but I'm not mad at the store for selling them. I'm going to be mad at Nike for not making enough. So that's where I understand why people are mad at whatnot because they're like, "Oh, it's your fault." But really, it's controlled because it's like you're still if you don't follow that person, you're not going to be able to get that book. You know, so either way, it's driving traffic to whatnot, but it's just to those specific buyers, and they're the ones that are sellers, and they're the only ones that are benefiting. You know what I mean? So
Right.
I just to me, it's not enough for me to get mad about it. You know what I mean? It's just like
Yeah.
whatever. You know?
Yeah. Also, there's been some other stuff that's been kind of hot right now on eBay. There's this trading card game called Locana. That's been passing out. That's been making a few bills. Also, there's some dolls, different dolls like Jasmine and some other characters that have been kind of hot. I don't know what the fuck is going on with them. I don't know whether they're giving out or selling it, but they've been bringing it out as D for D23 and then been making couple of bills, couple of mil bills. Also, the announcement came out that World of Heroes, one of those free games that you're trying to push, canceled. What did you think about this, Ultra? Canceled the Deathlock movie. I didn't know it was actually going to be a thing. I knew that as much as they were pushing the Deathlock character in the comics, that maybe that was, but now it's saying it's just canceled outright.
Well, that's probably a good thing because you know what, Deathlock, that was an Agents of Shield, and then Bill Paxton in his final role before he passed away. I think, that's fine. And right now, do we need more Deathlock? Because what's going on in Savage Avengers is quite trash, if you ask me. What's the matter? Don't you guys like your Miles Morales Deathlock?
No.
Even McClay is just like, nah, man. Nah.
I don't think Deathlock was ever cool.
Yes, he was. And you know where he was cool? When he teamed up with the Kid Cable and X-Force, the OG X-Force team, with the younger version of Cable, who had just killed the older version of the old man, who that they all called basically like a father figure. It was very, very tensious, but it was time travel involved. It had, remember the Deathlocks in X-Force or Uncanny X-Force? That was the shit right there. And it was continuing some of that storyline into a future, that Strife was younger still. And as well as, so you had a young Strife and a young Cable, and it was, I think, only like a 10 or 11 issue series. But that X-Force has a Mike Mignola Hidden Gem variant that was a piece of reused art. So
that's why I was saying I'd rather have X-Force than X-Men at this point. You can do a little bit more with them. So.
Well, they need to give them the whole, the whole New Mutants arc needs to happen.
Yeah.
And yeah.
But they've already introduced the New Mutants, so it's like you can go.
Well, Roberto DaCosta was dusted.
Yeah.
We know that for a fact. So technically, Roberto DaCosta, Sunspot, was one of the first mutants in the MCU, name only. But he was on the memorial wall. Do you guys remember that?
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah.
In Endgame.
Yeah.
He was one of the names listed. Roberto DaCosta was clearly listed right there. So.
Did you say Mira DaCosta?
Roberto. Sunspot.
New Mutants.
Oh man, this is going to be interesting because I just read a previews for some shit. It's coming out in like a month. All right, moving on. And then, so look, I'm going to try and hurry up so we can get to the Matrix, which is coming up. 4 Heroes, 2 Worlds, 1 War. There is a video game coming out where it talks about, T'Challa's his grandfather and his grandmother, and them meeting up with Captain America the first time around. And then there's also
go back to that. What is that?
It's a new video game.
Yep.
Okay. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. And then lastly, Marvel Snap, which is another video game, but it's more card based. Now, you know what? You promised me some sound bites from Mel to introduce this, but look, Ultra always does a freaking great job. I'm trying to stall while you guys go ahead, freaking run and get your wallets real quick. Get your wallets. Freaking Ultra always does a freaking great job and freaking hits me up with some good info. What do we got, Ultra?
Well, before you start, Ultra, I'm gonna watch this from my TV as I get ready for my Adam Hughes sale tomorrow. And writing
Adam
down.
Hughes.
Yeah, I got an Adam Hughes sale tomorrow and whatnot. So,
what time?
3:30 p.m. Pacific, 6:30 p.m. Eastern, I think. So, It's part due, but I'll be taking notes, and if I get a chance after I'm done doing this, I'll jump back in with you guys. Love the G.I. Joe stuff, by the way. So, yeah, Adam Hughes tomorrow. So there you go.
All right.
All right, guys. I'll talk to you later.
Later. Was that a Real American Hero 299 or 300?
That was $299.
Okay.
That'll be coming up. We'll talk about that on FOC after that.
So, does everybody remember one of my earliest Drunken Chat appearances with Newbie? When I almost fell asleep. And I got to give a shout out to my spirit animal, Dale Keown. I swear. You saw what happened with that, Lucas, right? My man's passed out on his YouTube live stream.
Oh, yeah. I saw a photo of that.
Fell asleep. I mean, you know, Dale Keown.
Oh, wow.
Bro, it happens to the best of us, my man. It really, really does. Okay. Sometimes we just got to sleep.
Hold up. Dave 138 says he doesn't buy Marvel if it's written by ideologues or activists. So you don't buy anything that was written by Stan Lee? Just saying.
You know, I'm an ideologue, aren't I? Please stand by as we enter the Matrix. Hello, everybody. I am the Ultra Maximus. This is not just the name, it's the lifestyle. Because right now I am running on absolute minimum batteries. Yeah, just leave it right there. That's fine. I like to see us too, you know. Mel likes to full screen sometimes because he's wild. And I am not going to coffee because you guys know that when I Maximus coffee, it is 3 cups, actually 6 cups in a press, and that's 2 big cups of coffee, which breaks down to 3 cups each.
What 2 cups, 1 cup? Two girls, 1 cup? What are we talking about here?
No, man, it's
please
ain't nothing like that or one of the other stuff Dennis said earlier. Dennis be wilding out. He's one of my fellow spectators, though, so it's good. It's good. So we're gonna enter the Matrix, everybody, and this is, of course, the Ultra Maximus Speculation Matrix, which is just me dabbling, looking through some books, and that's why you guys are gonna like and share the video here, and you're gonna leave a comment below if you're watching on the rewind, or if you're gonna tomorrow after you wake up inebriated, still a little bit, and check your credit card statement. You're gonna be like, God damn it, what did I do? And then you're gonna see that there might be some hope that you can win this Ultra box. So you're gonna subscribe to my channel. It's always advised.
To the Ultra Maximus channel, please.
Please. And of course, follow Wanna Comics on Whatnot, but you're also going to follow me on Whatnot. I'm Ultra Maximus, and I'll be making a triumphant return to the Whatnot app here. I'm organizing a sale, and I will be advertising it on Twitter, Facebook, and IG well in advance. So I leave none of you out because I know you guys love me and the way that I package books like a champion, double board, never face up, always put together the proper way.
Perfection.
Thank you, Remo. I can't remember how many books I've sent you, but I hope that they were
all beautiful in Mylars, by the way. But
oh well, I can't guarantee that now. With
I won't be guaranteed, but they were special.
Cannot guarantee the Mylars anymore, man. That's like it's like extra money. So you guys are gonna get Keown known tonight, because my spirit animal falling asleep is exactly what I did last weekend. And I'm so very sorry for missing you guys. Like I said, getting adjusted to getting a kid in kindergarten and sitting at the table and doing homework with them is also one of the reasons why the Wednesday show is just really, really hard for me to do right now. But we'll see what happens in the future. So I had a feeling that if I take a week off and then I come back, other people sometimes have to take a week off too. So it's fine. So Gary Nusser, I'm sorry that we couldn't occupy the same space and talk some spec, but we're going to do it tonight. So
yeah, he's at the bar right now.
Keown probably in his most recognized cover, just because it's the most popular. It's gone 3 prints. Is Incredible Hulk 377. Now this one normally does, of course, have a corner box in it. This is just an image of the artwork. But Dale Keown himself is best known again. Most likely, if you are in my age demographic, you know him most likely for Incredible Hulk and Pitt. And of course, Pitt has a newsstand and I highly recommend digging in the back issue bins for these books. There is more to come on this one because this one also left and went to a different publisher called Full Bleed.
Another great cover.
Okay, I'm not going to really cover
Very-
a ton
Very
of
confusing cover, but
I'm not going to really cover a ton of like exclusives and things like that because Keown has worked with a couple of stores. He's got a couple of really, really good exclusive covers out there. This right here, I know is definitely one of them out there, but this same cover is almost recreated, I think upside down though, on Deadpool and Spider-Man #2's incentive variant, 25 copy incentive, which also does very well. But I know there's a lot of people out there looking for this one from Australia. So Zing is a store in Australia that is kind of like Buckle or Hot Topic in America, right? So they have, you know, certain shit, and then they have these things too. But this was the only way to get the black and white variant was in Australia.
I did not know that existed.
Yeah, this is a pretty tough chase for a lot of people. There hasn't been a sale in a while. I know some people who are looking for copies as far as
$700 for 9.6.
Oh wow, you found one?
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah.
God damn.
Yeah, so again, it had to take the boat trip over from Australia, and the fact that it actually made a 9.6 after a pressing is luck. Because you know, so okay, there's a lot of things about Dale Keown that some people, you know, might look at. He did do this one right here, is Walking Dead #3. This is one of his earlier works. This is not his first work, though. Okay, so let's just back up for everybody's blowing up eBay trying to track these things down. This is typically like I seen them advertised for like a $50 to $60 price tag, but this is Walking Dead from 1986.
Really?
Yes. Aircell Comics, The Walking Dead #3. All right. So did you guys see that last episode of She-Hulk?
I did.
You saw her beating the shit out of little demon bats?
Yeah. Those little motherfuckers.
No, but I just thought it was very funny that this was kind of the cover going on here because they're obviously, that dude's not human. I don't know what he is, but he ain't human. But this is actually Dale Keown's first Marvel work. So he had a lot of work that he did like in between that his first book and that Walking Dead and some other ones. But there was like a Planet of the Apes and some other things too. This is the first time we see She-Hulk go Gray Hulk. And this is issue, I think 16, so this is issue 14 or 13. So the She-Hulk run, Keown does covers for the early She-Hulk run before John Byrne takes over, right? Howard the Duck appearances. I think this, if they're going to do anything with Seth Green in Marvel, if you see Seth Green showing back up for Marvel work, he's doing Howard the Duck. He's made appearances as Howard the Duck. Why didn't they do this for She-Hulk? I couldn't tell you because this is obviously better source material. But Howard the Duck appears in this story arc. A lot of good things happen. This one right here is Dr. Doom's like fifth cousin or something like that. He's a dentist. He might go to the conventions with Doc Joe.
Yeah. It's the evil dentist or some shit.
Mm-hmm. And then here's the Batgirl Batman take,
but not Spider-Gwen.
No. And then we got a bondage cover for all you bondage freaks.
Hey, freaks come out at night, man.
These are all early Keown stuff, and this is this whole run of covers.
Is that Hulk in a wig?
What's that?
Was that Hulk in a blonde wig? The fuck was that?
I don't think that was Hulk in the blonde wig. I think
Or is that Abomination? That looks like
I think
Abomination.
it's the female Abomination.
Wait. So there's a female Abomination?
There's also a kid Abomination.
Fuck them kids, but a female.
All right, so this is where it is, too. Like he ends his run right there. Okay, so his first published cover work is this book right here. Just a very obscure book with a simple name, Samurai Number 13.
This has got to be like early 80s or late 80s, late 70s.
Because the Air Cell or Walking Dead was in 86. This is, I believe, in November of 85.
This is when everybody was all over martial arts shit.
So I know him best for his work on this right here in Incredible Hulk. His first pencils, but Walt Simonson did the cover on this one. You can't even tell it's a Hulk book by the cover. Like, I can't tell it's a Hulk book by the cover.
There's all types of shit going on.
So he does get, obviously, eventually after taking over the interiors of Incredible Hulk, he does get obviously a lot more work. He gets the cover of it too. So this is right here in Incredible Hulk number 369. So 369, he was handed the keys to the universe. And here he is. So I want to point out something that Ultra has a very strange operational memory that remembers things that shouldn't be remembered. And I remember hearing people make fun of this Wolverine because his claws were longer than his forearms. And then everybody who's a good artist has ever drawn Wolverine since then, who's ever done it, draws Wolverine amazing. Nobody ever complains about the claw length anymore. But when Keown did it, it was a problem for people. Just remember that. Okay. So Dale Keown is fortunate enough to have been in the business a long time and mastered his craft. And variant covers are definitely a thing for him because there is a first print, a second print, and a third print of Hulk 377, which is the first appearance of that smart Hulk, Mr. Professor Hulk, the Hulk that we see in the MCU that is basically Banner talking through the Hulk body. There is, however, a Mark Jeweler variant of the first printing. I know that everybody chases the third print because it came out like so many years. I mean, it's got a direct edition barcode box on it because it came out years later. The second print even came out quite a ways after the first. But that Mark Jeweler, you guys know me, Cable Mark Jeweler, one of the most insanely hard to find first appearance books out there. That's like the grail of my collection. So it's important, right? So he did a bunch of DC variants, and they're not bad. They're typical Dale Keown. There's a Green Lantern variant that I didn't do on here too, and I think a couple other ones. This is a book I can never find in good condition, and I'm looking for one. So
is that a lenticular or
no? So this was actually an early foil variant, though. So the first print of Incredible Hulk 393, which I showed earlier, is the green foil background. And then remember when Marvel was doing all those gold, silver, and copper second prints and later printings?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Well, this is one of those silver second prints that they did. Ooh. This book is where
he did this.
That's a Keown cover.
Damn, I did not know that.
Right? Damn. So, look, okay, there's Keown when you can tell he takes his time, and then there's Keown where you can tell he was a little rushed, and then there's Keown where he's like, "Oh, I'm faxing this one in."
Deadline.
And that's when it happened. So this right here, this was a book that I was fortunate enough to flip for a good amount because I was able to get one off the shelf when it came out. The Venom Hulk combination, Venomized Hulk. I really thought once Donny Cates took over the new Hulk series, like he was going to do something like this, but no, he did that dumb shit Starship Hulk shit. I really don't know what happened there.
Woo.
So yeah, the Weapon H #1 incentive variant by Keown was a very, very fitting artist to have on this, considering
Great
he's
history with
drawn
Hulk.
Wolverine and the Hulk all the way back to that Marvel Comics Presents.
Those lines are perfection, man. Just absolute perfection. It's just sad that nobody gives a fuck about this freaking character.
No,
He's
nobody
in-
gives a fuck about Weapon H. So this is
yeah.
one of those books that if Marvel ever does find a way to circumvent the licensing for anything, this would be how they would do it. They'd be like, "I'll just fucking put them together." But everybody right now is loving all these mashups of characters. So it's like, why doesn't Weapon H get the love that he deserves?
No.
I
Buy the books cheap right now.
I don't think this one predates some of the other books that are out there. There's an X-Men book and an FF book that both came out the same week that have Doom in a white cloak. Shout out to Ninth Wonder. Because this is something we were talking about in private. But I can't really say for sure if that's supposed to be a green Doom or if that's supposed to be a white Doom cloak.
Don't know.
But that's a bald Hulk. And this is Incredible Hulk number 15, and this is an incentive variant. So again, this is he can go from like kind of cartoony looking Hulk.
Yeah, that's weird. His face is all kind of weird.
To very serious Hulk. Very different.
Because it's like, man, you're telling me that Captain America is standing up to a punch from the Hulk? I'm not feeling that right.
I mean, he would stand up to one and then get knocked out and then have to wait to heal and then get back up again and have severe brain trauma for a little bit. But Captain America's healing factor is actually, one of the better ones. That's why when Thanos split his shit with the Thanos copter blade in Endgame, he just took the strap that's around the shield. He's like, "That's my stitches, bitch."
Yo, we need to do a freaking Matrix where we just talk about stupid superhero vehicles, man.
Oh yeah, that'd go down. Okay. Every now and then, there's a random book that I'll throw up on the Matrix that goes ham. Because of its availability. You guys know I like percentage qualifiers, right? It's kind of like my thing, just because I was present during these shenanigans going on, and I caught on. And it's like, I don't know why. Why am I always the one who sees the shenanigans and has to break down the shenanigans for people so they can understand shenanigans are going on? But when you have a qualifier and it's a champions variant for the Great Lakes Avengers #1.
Okay. Why has he got Hercules and oh boy show like that? I don't know, man.
Because Hercules and Cho, as you know, are tight like that. But real quick,
are they? Hold up. I did not know that, but
you didn't know Amadeus Cho is Hercules' little sidekick.
So with Hercules making his way, I mean, he's already here, but supposedly on his way to bigger, better things in the MCU, should we be seeing Cho soon?
Oh, well, I mean, that's the reason why I thought Totally Awesome Hulk Spec was going crazy. Plus, the little inhibitor that Bruce was using is the same style inhibitor that Cho uses, only to keep the Hulk from going full berserk as Cho Hulk. But, so here's the thing. This is the Great Lakes Avengers #1. I don't know what the qualifier is, but nobody was ordering this book anyway. And it's a Dale Keown variant. It's one of the better Dale Keown variants out there. It's one of those ones that you can tell he did not phone in. He did not use the fax. He did not use the 56K. So, Lucas, why don't you just look up the qualifier on this one? Just
hold up, man. I'm trying to figure see if I can grab me one of these motherfuckers. First of all, shit.
Well, if you get around to it.
All right. Let me get to the search.
So, some of the stuff that Dale Keown's most known for is Future Imperfect. You guys remember that from the 90s? If you're in the live chat right now and you remember that from the 1990s, that's like one of the quintessential, Peter David Hulk books, right? Future Imperfect during Secret Wars had this incentive variant, and this is Dale Keown giving us a Maestro Hulk. The Maestro has had a couple of different appearances, though.
Okay.
As far as
what up? Here we go. Oh shit. Meet or exceed 125% of orders for all new different Avengers #9. With orders for Great Lake Avengers, regular cover, and this variant order all you want.
And real quick, refresh my memory. What's so good about all new, all different Avengers #9?
I have no clue at this moment.
Wasn't that a Nadia Pym book?
Was it? Let me shut this down. Let's pull it up here. There's an Alex Ross joint. So there's this one, which is a 1 to
Yeah. So
50.
everybody who ordered real big to get 100 copies of this Alex Ross one, right, had to order 125% of what they ordered this book in just cover A's of Great Lakes Avengers #1. How many stores do you think did that?
Nobody. They said fuck that shit. So let's go back to the cover that you're talking about. Go back to the cover that you're talking about.
I'll go back.
So they had to order 125% of
cover A.
Of cover A, which would have been
of their total orders for that. No.
One.
So they would have to order 125% of Great Lakes Avengers #1 cover A with their total orders of all new, all different Avengers #9. So if they, like, let's say the store's like, man, I want 2 of those incentives, they would have to order 250 copies of the A cover of Great Lakes Avengers #1 in order to just unlock the ability to qualify ordering for this one.
Yeah, boss. No.
Big stores got hurt. Small stores had the ability to probably do it, making it kind of like a regionally rare variant. I had a feeling about this one, and I bought no books before I went live tonight. So you guys are getting all of the supply out there. I'm not even interfering. This is just one of those fun spec matrices for me. And I got to give a shout out to You Promised Me Comics for correcting my grammar on that vocabulary.
On a show where the premise is that we are drunk or high while talking about comics, that is a party foul, sir. That is a party foul. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you?
What?
You are the absolute most fun at parties. You know, everybody's fucking drunk. Hey! You got to use a comma. I'm using that.
Comma.
Look at it.
Hell no. Like, what the fuck? All right, so Hercules and Cho. Here's a Hercules and Cho variant for you Hercules and Cho variant chasers to have fun chasing. Good luck out there. The Maestro again sitting on his throne. Everybody's dead. I don't know what to think about this one because I haven't personally read it. I really think there might be something going on here because, of course, this is the Generations book that shows both generations of Hulks talking to each other. This is when Marvel was trying to do like a DC thing and like create like a silver age of characters after their golden age, and it's not happening. The Totally Awesome Hulk #1 also had this 20 copy incentive by Marvel. 90, it's the Marvel 92 variant. So Keown was like, yo, I'm gonna throw back and I'm gonna draw the old school Hulk, which is what he did. He's like, that's Banner, that ain't Cho. Savage Hulk #4's variant cover.
Jesus, look at those lines, man.
And one of the better ones that he's done, Mortal Hulk #1, the 1 in 50.
Now that is a portrait. What's it that it's like? What do they call those freaking joints now? It's like a portrait freaking variants.
Headshot variant.
Yeah, headshot. That's a great headshot.
I think it would be a headshot variant, but Keown's like signature, like for like a lot of the Hulk stuff is he's got like Hulk, like, you know, his fingers like clutching, like just grasping at shit. So I like the detail on this, and yet it's still being very Hulkish, but not too cartoonish like some of his other ones. I think this is definitely one of his better covers, which is the reason why Marvel saw this was like, yo, I'm giving you the 50 copy incentive spot, bro. Hulk Verines.
Oof.
Skrull variant.
I remember this. I remember that shit. I remember this title.
Yeah, it's a little weird. Thor Goes to Hollywood, everybody.
The fuck is this?
Now, if this had actually been on a Thor book and not on Wolverine number 8, like this is what Marvel doesn't understand. Like, look, they try to push this variant theme every month, and it's like, whoa. You got a Spider-Man variant theme? Rock it all year long, but do it on Spider-Man books.
You know what I hear while I'm looking at this cover? I hear James Brown going back, "Ha! Coming to America." Go ahead, Thor, break it down.
This is the Rocky swipe, everybody. The Rocky swipe.
Interesting.
Avengers versus X-Men when Colossus was juggernauted. Don't you know who I am, bitch? I'm the Juggernaut.
Yeah, because I mean, of all the covers I've seen of Thing and a Hulk, I don't think this will be the first time I've seen one of Juggernaut and the Thing, and I've never even thought of putting these two together. Interesting.
What did I do? I touched the tab. Sorry. Another very, very interestingly placed, very good cover by the Mr. Keown. But this one was not an incentive, but rather a qualifier variant for Deadpool number 26.
Huh.
It's 1 month after 25. And I don't know what they were basing orders on, but Deadpool was doing all right at this run. At least I remember him doing okay.
It was a meet or exceed 100% of the orders for Deadpool number 20, with orders for Deadpool number 26 for the cover, and then it was order all you want.
So the total, so for people not playing along at home, in order to unlock the ability to order this book, you had to order 100% of what you ordered for Deadpool issue number 20, all covers. So if you ordered incentives and qualifiers, you had to count them too. And that was your total order for Deadpool number 20. You had to order just A covers of Deadpool number 26. And then at that time, you can say, hey, you know what? I want to order 5,000 copies of Deadpool number 26. And Marvel would have been like, okay, you're probably going to clean this out, but you can do it. But nobody was going to do that shit. So it was kind of like the fruit that you can get to, you can have as much as you want, but you can get overfilled on. So retailers never really I don't think retailers went ham on very many of these qualifier variants. And also because some of them, the qualifications were just fucking ridiculous.
Right.
Do you know about these? Do you know these connected?
I did not know that this existed. New Mutants 33, Uncanny X-Men number 1, X-Men number 21, and Generation Hope number 13.
Yep. So Dale Keown did the 1 in 15 incentive variants for all these, and Emma Frost is wearing the tightest pants she's ever worn, and that would explain Cyclops is kind of like, oh, I don't give a shit what's going on right now. Smug look on his face. And again, Colossus is the Juggernaut. X-Man is leading the New Mutants. What the hell? I was definitely not into the X-Men books at this time. I was definitely on a hiatus. And then this is like right before that reset where Rogue is the Reaper and she absorbs everybody's memories right before they die. Like a real fucked up Rogue storyline, alternate future thing.
Now, was this a incentive or?
All of these, I believe, are 1 in 15s.
Jesus.
But they connect. So even though it wasn't the high ratio incentive, the Liefeld 1 in 50 was the higher ratio on this one. The Weapon X number 1 in 25 variant cover by Dale Keown. I really actually enjoyed this lineup of Weapon X. Old
Yeah.
Man Logan, Lady Deathstrike, Warpath, and Sabretooth.
Yeah, I remember the storyline. It wasn't that bad. It just
This is the storyline that led into Weapon H and
Yes.
basically everything going on there. So
Right.
it really wasn't bad. Now, the next book is a book that has not chilled, has no chill, won't chill probably. Vision number 2 is 1 in 20 incentive with the white Vision, of course. And I know that there's got to be people who are watching this right now that are like, damn, I didn't know Keown did so many of these fire covers. And it's like, yeah, Dale Keown is definitely, I mean, he's one of the early Image artists. You got to remember, he's definitely one of those people that Image was like, yo, we want to scalp you from Marvel. You are good. Come on over, bro. We're partying over here, you know? And he was like, oh, man, I'm getting a paycheck, but I got my book. I want to print my book. But whatever happened between them, and then eventually he left and departed. But did you know he actually did 2 Vision variants in the same run?
Did not.
Vision's number 8, number 1 in 20 incentive. Yeah.
See, going back to that first one, you could tell that he uses like real male models, or like he gets like Muscle Health magazines or some shit, man. Because some of these lines that he's drawn on some of these muscles, man.
He's definitely worked on anatomy. You know, I mean, that's definitely been his detail, especially when he was drawing the Hulk. Like the whole time that I noticed him, it was for his detail and his ability to still do like a fluid body motion, as far as like making it look like there is actual action in his frames when he's drawing. But yeah, this is the reason why we're doing a spec matrix on him, because the man is talented. And he definitely deserves a little bit more attention. These two are probably books. If I was a huge Vision fan, I'd probably want both of them. Just showing both sides. Okay. This run of Uncanny X-Men, not everybody liked it. It is what it is.
But still, I mean, look at the art, man. Freaking.
But this is a Bishop cover. Like, Bishop doesn't have too many variant covers, right? Also, in that Bishop design, where it's kind of like an amalgamation of a bunch of the different years. But this is Age of Apocalypse right there, right? So that's Age of Apocalypse, one-handed Wolverine. All right. The next 4 books are all connected. And if this Avengers Secret Wars movie goes down, this cover right here already went a little bit. You ever notice whenever something happens and you see some books get a lot of heat and you see another book kind of like shake, like when Cap went to lift Mjolnir in Age of Ultron?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh, this book did that when all that Throg stuff happened on the Loki series. But I have a feeling if Throg actually shows up, if they actually do anything related to the Secret Wars movie where they intertwine, like, bro, if there's a main Secret Wars story that's in the movie and then they do Disney Plus stuff in between the Kang Dynasty and Secret Wars, that's all Secret Wars like style stuff, Marvel will have me. But
a lot of good stuff.
Thor, I don't think the people are ready for that. For Groot made the base to Stormbreaker, right?
Right.
What if Groot lifts Mjolnir? Everybody wants this.
There's so many rules. There's so many rules to make that happen. It would just like we would be debating that for hours, like how that's possible.
But seriously, the X-Men annual where Storm gets powers, Asgardian powers.
I did not read that. See, looks like I'm gonna have to.
That I believe is X-Men Annual 9. I think it's the one before Long Shot. That's the one where Storm actually lifts Mjolnir and gets the powers of Thor.
Yeah, Joe Force was like pretty much everybody lifts Mjolnir now.
Well, everybody was lifting Mjolnir after Jane Foster did in this Thor series, because this is the Secret Wars that happened that actually broke up Thor, and then after Secret Wars, this was the Thor title, and then they relaunched as the Mighty Thor. And then here was issue number 4 of that series, which shows Jane Foster. So this is probably one of the unsung Jane Foster Thor variants out there. I know I might have shown this one before.
I think so. Yeah.
Well, I mean, I think I've shown this set. I think I have shown this set before.
But dude, look at the freaking go back. Look at the freaking lighting, man. She's got going on, man. He not only puts lighting on her chest plate armor, but he takes the time to put it on her leggings as well. I mean, Jesus Christ, man. Just great work, man. Go ahead.
So when you're going to be looking at Keown stuff, I mean, the man has got an insane amount of work for Top Cow and some of the other publishers too. And you're going to find some of them out there like this, like the Hellbound variant. Man, I saw some of these covers. I'm like, okay, I can't fit them all. This one was interesting to me. Unfortunately, it shows the old X-Men art, but at least they put that one up in the corner box. So it's kind of like not as intrusive as it is on other covers. But this is a swipe of that Wolverine cover where Wolverine's swiping down at Sabretooth. Right. And this is obviously Lash and Karnak from the Inhumans.
Right. Yeah. See the as those muscles, as he's raising those side muscles, those are the things that I've been paying attention to on his freaking art, man. And he's been absolutely fantastic. But here he went a little off the reservation because he's got 2 of them going down the side. And I don't.
Oh well,
I don't know.
Lash is like super duper muscular.
That's crazy.
You remember Lash from Agents of Shield, right?
No,
like they tried adapting him for Agents of Shield.
Nah, that's Agents of Shield is one of those joints that I want to go back and watch.
Secret Avengers number 28. So this is one of those variants out there that a lot of people didn't know about. Now the next one is what I would stamp a ghost. I think I saw like a 9.2 for $200. It's a 25 copy incentive of a book. Not a lot of places probably got, but Red Wolf number 1, 25 copy incentive.
Red Wolf. This is by Marvel.
Yeah.
I'm trying to remember what the story was about Red Wolf. Was that part of that whole? Was that part of the werewolf? Okay. But he's not part of the werewolf thing, is he?
Yeah, you know what? You're asking me, and unfortunately, I don't know too much on Red Wolf myself. Ill prepared, I know.
How dare you make freaking 100 freaking slide thing and not know about each and every single character?
Oh, well, I'm supposed to be Ultra Maximus and I'm supposed to know all this stuff anyway. All right, so Nova number 15 has this 50 copy incentive variant. Actually 13, 12, 13, or 13, 14, and 15, I think all had a 50 copy incentive. That Nova run with Sam Alexander was apparently they were trying to keep the sales up with it and trying to really push his character. But Dale Keown did this Beta Ray Bill and Nova 50 copy incentive. New Avengers number 2. And I can't remember right now off the top of my head what's a first in New Avengers number 2, but I remember there is something. I think it's like the Sky Color or something, map makers or something to do with the incursions in the new Secret Wars. Ninth Wonder Comics in the house.
What's going on, brother?
Hey, what up, everybody? How y'all doing?
I don't know, man. If you just came from the bar or what? What's going on, man?
Oh, no, man. I was on Nirvana, so after that, I got dinner, and one thing led to another. Here I am.
Well, so Ultra has been giving us the Dale Keown, some covers, some amazing
Keown
covers.
You get known with Keown there, Ninth Wonder?
I was just looking at this stuff a couple of weeks ago. I didn't win a couple of weeks ago, about a month ago. I was doing some research on him for a particular project, but it turned out not to be so.
Interesting. I can do math, so I know what's going on there. That's wild, man. But anyway, Defenders variant. So, does everybody prefer this version of Danny Rand, or do you prefer this version of Danny Rand?
That is that not the first
Green
appearance
and
of
gold, man. Green and gold.
I think the other one is the first appearance of My Pie, right? The little girl who's supposed to be the
Yes.
next one.
That one right there.
Yeah, she was supposed to have been Iron Fist, but we've literally had like 6 other fucking people be Iron Fists.
And then you had to have them bring Swordmaster into the mix and give him the Iron Fist, and oh boy, issue 6 is going to be lit, isn't it?
Yeah.
So, kicking it
Look at
back
this.
into the old qualifier field with another Divided We Stand variant cover. Fool Killer #1. And I'm sorry, all the Mercs for Money, totally my jam. Absolutely my jam. Especially the first team, that Madcap, Terror, Fool Killer, Slapstick, Deadpool, and I think Stingray was the other one. Yeah, Stingray. So, if you don't know about that Mercs for Money book, definitely recommend the read. It takes place a little bit also in Deadpool's main title. But Fool Killer's always been an interesting character. He's a loose cannon. He's a dude who has a problem, and he kills fools to solve it. So, great character concept, I think. So when She-Hulk had PTSD, they basically gave Keone a 50 copy incentive to bring back the Gray Hulk. And I remember everybody going ham over that She-Hulk's 16, where the Gray She-Hulk originally was. So,
and that's a 1 of 50.
It's a 1 in 50. But this is also, they had a 1 per store that had like a Daily Bugle on it. It's also kind of popular. And I think there was a ton of store exclusives. Yeah. Cy Ohm had a store exclusive for this one. So, like I said, I tried not to put too many of the store exclusives on these spec matrices. But Dynamic Forces doing one that was available through previous catalog, and obviously you can get in your LCS, it kind of counts as a direct distribution in my opinion.
No, that's so weird, right? Because the way Dynamic Forces usually works is they wait for somebody else to come out with their retailer exclusive, and then they take that one and then they CGC it, and that's how they make their freaking money, right? So they buy the book for $2, they CGC it for what, $20-$30, and then they sell it to everybody for $50.
Now they get signings done. That's what they do. But Dynamic Forces variant for the first appearance of Red Hulk was one of the many Hulk variants that were out there. This one, I was actually surprised. I was like, Miracle Man's on this list? And with Miracle Man making a little bit of a return to the Marvel universe, it is highly advisable that you go back and read the Miracle Man reprints, which appear in this book. This volume of Miracle Man is basically all reprinted Miracle Man material. But they're bringing him back to the forefront.
Is it the reprinted? Is it because I've been buying these Miracle Man variants up lately here, but I haven't really read what's inside of them. Is it just a reprint of that original Miracle Man run, or?
Yes. So there is, in the original Miracle Man run, that also reprints Miracle Man's first appearance from like the 1950s or something like that. But then you start to get to the newer stuff, and I heard Neil Gaiman's coming back to finish this.
Really?
So Neil Gaiman back on Miracle Man. You might want to just check to see what's in the boxes. There's incentive variants for a lot of the Miracle Man run. This is one of them. I think this one might actually be open order. There's open order variants, and then there's incentives. I remember when somebody cleared out the diamond warehouse of the Adam Hughes number 2s, which is a tough one to find aftermarket still. So just good luck to you guys out there if you're chasing down Miracle Man books, especially from this run.
Yep, some of them is really easy. Some of them is a pain in the ass, bro.
Right? Nightcrawler fans. Oh, that Miracle Man is a 1 in 25. Thanks, Double O. Appreciate that. Amazing X-Men number 2's 1 in 50 incentive. And if you're a Nightcrawler fan, there's like Nightcrawler has like a cult following. Like there's fans who love Nightcrawler's character more than any other X-Men, and they just buy the X books that have him in it. And well, I can kind of understand that. You know, now Way of X, Knights of X, all the different things that he's done. Amazing X-Men is how they revived him after they killed him. So his whole story arc about being revived and stuff like that and going to heaven and seeing Professor X when he was dead, and just it's a lot. So if you're not a fan of the story, I think one of the only good takeaways from that run is probably this cover.
Oof.
Now,
yeah, this is a creepy ass cover.
and this is not even the highest ratio incentive. There's a higher ratio. There's a 1 in 50 incentive for this book too. But Dale Keown doing the Astonishing X-Men number 1 Shadow King variant. And then he did issue number 3's cover, which shows a classic Bishop, Old Man Logan, Mystique, and I still believe that is Betsy Braddock Psylocke.
I absolutely love them using the Shadow King and Legion. I don't know if you guys have watched that series, but it's absolutely freaking bold, crazy, and that's one of those joints that's not for everybody, but it was for me.
Yeah, Legion was pretty good stuff.
Woo! Look at that Black Widow.
Yep. And Falcon.
Look at that stance. Go ahead, protect the vital body parts, girl. Go ahead.
Yeah, you know.
Proper shooting stance. Go ahead.
So paging Ninth Wonder for a Daisy Johnson cover you probably didn't know about.
Did I? No.
Look at that. Grant Ward, Fitz and Simmons.
I've never seen this one before. Now I gotta have
Dale Keown, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. 1 in 15 variant for Avengers 686. And it's like real subtle. Like if I wouldn't have told you that was a Daisy Johnson cover, you probably wouldn't have noticed.
Yeah,
But
because
it
she
is.
right back there in the cut. You really can't.
Purple outfit, like it's.
Yeah.
But this is like when Grant Ward went bad on Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Yeah. Still a slept on show, in my opinion. So don't get the respect it deserves.
Is that whole Inhuman business when they try to transition over to that shit? That's when it kind of went off the rails.
So if they really do the Son of Craven thing where Craven trains his clone and then dies, and then maybe Marvel Zombies resurrects him. This is a Marvel Zombies variant, and it's done by Keown, and it's Craven and Spider-Man. I think that hits on a lot of levels. This is another one of those just crazy qualifier incentive variants. This is Guardians of the Galaxy, number 8, Horseman of Apocalypse variant. So the same Horseman of Apocalypse variant that came out for Invincible Iron Man number 9. This book came out the same month, tied into that theme. Looks pretty sick though. And it's like, you can tell it's Keown work. But apocalypse-sized Groot back there.
What year was this? 2018, maybe?
That's whenever Riri Williams came out. So 16, 17. War of the Realms, giant-sized Ant-Man. I'm sorry, Giant Man. War of the Realms, Giant Man. But basically, it's just giant-sized Ant-Man because there's a whole bunch. There's Ant-Man, there's Atlas, there's Goliath, and Giant Man.
I had no idea this even existed. I can't remember any role that Ant-Man even had in War of the Realms.
Man, War of the Realms was just, other than the God Without Fear and the Valkyrie storyline. Really, why? Just wondering. So the Hunt for Wolverine, Dead Ends. It's the variant cover for that one.
Weird. Just looks like a gimp suit without the mask.
It's like he just did one of them James Bond swimsuit scenes with a wetsuit and just swam up on shore, took all of his gear, and was like, "Damn, I forgot my gun, but it's a good thing I got these claws."
Either that, or he's late for his modern dance class.
And those guys with the guns and flashlights are his dance partners.
Like, God damn it!
So I thought this was kind of a
Ooh,
cool
that's
second
so
print.
much.
Maestro, #1 second printing.
That was issue number 1, right? Or is
Yeah.
that issue?
Second print of
So
issue 1.
in that issue, it mentions a son that Banner had.
Uh-huh. So if
Um,
you know your Old Man Logan storyline, Banner Jr. is the Hulk from that story.
sure. So a lot of weird stuff going on in that one.
Another one just kind of like thrown in there, and if McClay was still here, he'd probably be like, "Yo, I know that one." Witchblade number 50, cover C. Shazam number
Interesting.
14, cardstock variant cover. It's not a bad one.
I like it.
Aquaman Justice League with the Drowned Earth.
Was
Notice
that
Mara
before?
not pooping on a bed.
Yeah, was that before you're trying to? Yeah, before who was sitting on the bed and they were like trying to make sure that Amber Heard was a
Yeah,
part of
because
the
that it says see Aquaman in theaters at the bottom there. So that was during the first movie.
universe. Oh, Jesus.
So I didn't put the trade dress version of this one up because I couldn't get a really clear picture of it. But Image United number 3 has this variant cover, and it is Keone. Now, I know I talked about the Secret Wars 25 copy incentive earlier. The 15 copy incentive is what they were calling the ant-sized variants. And the image on the right is actually what's on the back cover of this book. What's on the front cover is that image ant-sized.
What?
So
How
when
would they do
you submit your books to CGC, request that they slab it with the back cover forward.
That's crazy.
Kirby Genesis #1 from Dynamite Entertainment, cover F out of cover double D. Hawkman. I was like, oh, I didn't know Keone did a cardstock variant cover for this one, but this
Is
is
he in the sky or is he underwater?
well, those are his wings, so I'm going to assume that he's in the sky. I'm going to assume that. And you know what happens when I assume? It makes an ass out of you and me.
Just looks terrifying. Fuck that.
Okay. So a really, really tough book to find because it is, of course, in the full bleed print of Breed or of Pitt. This is so late in the run that this is well after he left Image. This is the B cover to it, which has a poster and some other stuff. So these sell for good money. If you can find these, and then for all you Betty Ross Harpy lovers, here's that Immortal variant where she transforms.
I have never seen that till today, but it's amazing.
The other Immortal variant was the first one where Hulk transforms from Banner into Hulk, and that's what started this trend of Immortal wraparound variants. And then they did like a month of them where Moon Knight, all of them, a lot of people had them. Some people's look really, really weird, and some other people's transitions look amazing. But what do I know? For you omnibus hardcover chasers, Conan the Barbarian Omnibus 2 has a Dale Keown cover variant.
Looks tight.
All right. Now, this next set is going to be something I want you all to deal with. Because this is my favorite set of Dale Keown books. And you might know, I might have mentioned them before, but All New X-Men number 22 has a 1 in 50 and a 1 in 100 sketch of the Drax and Iceman combination. And this is, of course, the Trial of Jean Grey crossover between All New X-Men and Guardians of the Galaxy. To kick things off, both books had a 100 copy and a 50 copy incentive by Dale Keown. But the next book is where things got interesting, because this book went multiple printings for the regular cover. But this cover right here by Dale Keown is probably one of his best. Probably one of my favorites that he's ever done. Definitely one of my favorite books in my collection. This is the one where Jean Grey reads Groot's mind, and Groot has a word bubble. And up until this point, nobody had ever really, characterized Groot, and I think given him like a lot of word bubbles, to whereas he was like very communicative. So this was a big deal for me, and this is a book that I chased for a while, and it took forever for me to find one at a good price. At least the price that I was comfortable with paying was probably too much still. So it went back and forth between the two books. Obviously, All New X-Men, Guardians, All New X-Men, Guardians. And here we go back to Guardians of the Galaxy and got a Keown Angela cover with Angel obviously being like trying to holler at her, going, "What's up?" Like, your name's Angela, but I'm an actual angel, so what's up, baby? He's trying to rap to her.
Wrong team, bud. Wrong team.
Well, I don't know, man. Like, isn't her girlfriend technically a boyfriend?
I don't know. That's 2022. I don't know what's going on.
Oh, but that was like 2016. But All New X-Men's 1 in 50 for issue number 24. Cyclops and that weird looking Star-Lord. That was that odd phase that they tried to reinvent Star-Lord and kind of like revamp him. But at least they did this. Like the Ravager, like the star, you can see it down his chest. That's the one that they just redid into that new design with the color fade on his new jacket.
Right.
But this right here.
This is Dale Keown? Keown?
This is a Dale Keown, and this is a monster. X-23 versus Gamora. I'm sorry, but do y'all like this?
It's all right. Goddamn. I'm a leg man. I'm a leg man myself. Jingling. But that's pretty damn good. Goddamn. See, he toned down on the muscles and everything, and he just went for close combat while also making it sexy and shit. I would pay $59.99 to watch this on UFC.
Well, I hope eBay doesn't look anything like it looks behind Loki here in this picture. But take it easy on the comic shops when you're going rooting through the bins for some of these. And honestly, some of these incentives have fallen off the radar. That if they do come back in on trade, a lot of stores, if they get lazy, they got that millennial working for them that doesn't give two shits. Just they're collecting their minimum wage. They're gonna throw that in the back issue bins, and bro, you're gonna find yourself some gold. So happy hunting. May you guys find all of the gold I've shown you on this list to complete your collections and all that you want.
Good fucking stuff, Dale Keown, man. It's crazy because obviously his art is amazing. It's just that I wasn't freaking tracking that he was that damn good. I guess it's just not enough people have been shouting him out.
There's a lot of noise. I mean, we live in a very, very fast-paced environment with a lot of noise, and a lot of people trying to promote new artists, not realizing that some of these dudes working so hard that they fall asleep on YouTube. And I respect the hustle. That's why he's my spirit animal. Last week, I was looking at the back of my fucking eyelids while y'all were over here partying, having a good time, Gary Nusser. So, I had to come up with something.
Well, look, it's 3 o'clock in the morning. You did an awesome, amazing Matrix. Definitely, everybody, please make sure you follow Ultra Maximus on his YouTube channel.
This is
Also,
after I've been up for 22 hours.
man, fucking Iron Man out there, man. Fuck all that. I'm an old ass man. I gotta fucking have my dad naps. So yeah, definitely follow Ultra Maximus on his freaking YouTube page. Also, don't forget that we are slowly transitioning over to Comic Book Conglomerate. So if you go over to YouTube real quick, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. So when we do the full transition, you'll be ready on that one. Make sure I'm getting kind of an echo. Hello. All right. Let's now go into FOC. Unless Knight, did you have anything? Did you have any Matrix or anything ready?
No, we can go ahead and jump into the FOC.
Roger. Okay. Where we at? Okay. All right. So IDW. Once again, we are one issue away from the last one, I believe, which is going to be issue number 300. There is a 1 to 10 by John Royal. Definitely looks like a J. Scott Campbell. It's pretty good. Definitely, it looks like they're going with all the villains that we care about for Cobra. And we've been definitely doing well with some of these last issues for G.I. Joe. Also, by the way, just wanted to mention that if you see any of these and you're wondering where they're at or how you can find them, those little QR codes, you can use the QR code to spotlight it with your phone, and it'll pull it up on your phone or wherever. So you can. It's kind of like an easy shortcut. Sonic the Hedgehog, 1 to 10. Actually, this is Sonic the Hedgehog, Scrapnik Island, number 1, 1 to 10. Then there's a new joint called Three Keys, number 1. And there's a 1 in 25 action figure variant, which actually doesn't look that bad. And this one's by Image. Also by Image, Dark Ride, number 1. They actually have a trailer out there. It looks kind of freaking interesting and scary, but I've actually read some of the previews, and I'm like, it's a toss-up. Don't know, but I do know that Tony Fleeks, he has his fans out there. So he does have a 1 in 25 coming out, but it looks like it's a homage to what you would call it. What's that Disney chick, the mermaid?
Little Mermaid, yeah.
Little Mermaid. Yeah, right.
Yeah, I know Bird City has some of those up for pre-order, and they already sold out at like
Really?
$25 a piece. Yeah.
For this one right there?
Yes, the Dark Ride 1 in
Oh
25.
shit! Are you
It
talking
might have
about?
been $30 a piece.
Are you talking about the retail exclusive or
No,
just?
they had the retail. They dropped the retailer tonight, but he had put the 1 to 25s up for pre-order, and they already sold out.
Really? Huh. I
Yeah.
guess I need to put some up on my shit. Fucking.
Yeah, and this was like number 3 on cover picks this week. I think this was like the number 3 book.
I mean, it's definitely got the marketing for it. I just read some of it and was like, I don't know, but I do know that people do love these homages that Tony Fleeks be doing. Dead Lucky, number 3. Here's that 1 in 20.
That one wasn't half bad.
Survival Street, number 3. This was supposed to have
Tony Fleeks.
Sir. As supposed to be concentrated on Milo. What's the name of that fucking the red monster?
Is that an open order for the B cover?
Elmo.
Yes. Yep. Yeah, Elmo. There you go. Elmo.
Yeah, rip off of Elmo. Yeah.
I love it.
British Paranormal Society, Time Out of Mind, number 4. My Management Bootleg, there's 2 covers. Shock Shop, number 2. Cradle of Filth, there's a 1 in 10 that I don't have the art for it yet. Death Dealer is going to be on FLC this week. There's going to be a bunch of these, what do you call it, reprints, right? For Image First, like Farmhand, Gideon Falls, Hellcop, Ice Cream Man, Mart, which I don't know why they're fucking doing. I don't know anybody that fucking read that shit.
They're doing any of
And,
it.
yeah, and New York. Well, Farmhand was actually pretty interesting.
Yeah.
Gideon Falls, that did get option. Hellcop, like the cover, some of those covers have been amazing. I don't know why they did an Image First for this shit. But fuck, I don't know. Junkyard Joe, number 1. It's got like too many fucking covers. There's also another one called Kaya, number 1. There's going to be a 1 of 50, which is the one to the right, which looks like it's a Teenage Mutant Ninja. It's either like a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle homage or what's the name? I forget what the name of that one freaking guy. They actually made movies based off of his style. King Spawn, number 15. Spawn, number 334. Matina and B by Barbary. Revolvers, number 1. Cover A and B by Dabari and Go. Ninja Go, Garmadon, 1 in 10. Walking Dead, DLX number 48. I do like that cover C by Rivera. That's the bottom left. All Out Avengers number 2. Here's a Momoko. Stegman, and I forget the one. Oh, the one to the right is a NetEase. Amazing Fantasy number 1000. There's the second print by McNivens. Amazing Spider-Man number 11. There's 2 covers. Axe to Death to Mutant is number 3. I don't know quite what's going on in there, but I do know that there's been some concentration and kind of focus on the machine and what the machine's role is in all of this. So I don't know what they're trying to say. Black Panther, 3 covers.
That middle one.
Yeah. I was like, what the fuck? So let me get this straight. You got an African princess holding the symbol for America.
I don't understand
know,
that. Is that what kind of variant is that? Because that's just not.
It's just a variant. It's not.
It's just a variant, so it's not like a theme variant. Well, I know Captain America is in this book, so maybe I don't.
So are they even trying anymore with the colonialist and the Buffalo Soldier?
No.
Yeah, I mean, this is supposed to be this is the first cover appearance of the Buffalo Soldier. I guess issue 9 was his first appearance.
The old 180, 181, huh?
Yeah, I haven't read issue 9 yet, so I don't know if it's like a.
Yeah, he shows up on the last page, announces his name.
Oh shit!
I'm the Buffalo Soldier. I'm like, oh fuck.
Marvel, I think they're just gonna continue doing that through the end of time. Huh.
Daredevil number 4. For some reason, they have a 1 to 100 and a 1 to 200 with Luke Cage on the cover, just like the old Luke Cage done by J. Scott Campbell.
So you know how this breaks down, right? They got the like stipple dot, like the anniversary retro, is that old school like crossover style dotting for coloring.
Bro, Marvel Incentives is such a ripoff, man. Like,
but yeah, I mean, you got retailers paying $400 for a cover, and it's not even Daredevil on the fucking cover. It's Luke Cage.
But it's Jeff Scott Campbell, bro. It's gonna sell. You know it's gonna sell.
Nah, man. Nah. Come on, man. Gambit, number 4.
Wills Pertasio.
See, here go my thing to confuse the hell out of me by Marvel. I really like the NetEase covers, right? And those would be good incentive ratios, but they open order.
Mm-hmm.
Like it will put a little bit more heat on them if they was an incentive ratio, but instead
They'll
just
sell more
open
copies
order.
if they're open order, though.
Yeah, that's true, but
That's how they're looking at it. It's the same way with, like, when we look at DC books and we're like, bro, how come that's not an incentive? Because DC's like, we ain't greedy. We try to sell copies of books, bro.
true.
Because they moved Sousa Micah off the incentive and onto an open order cover just for that reason. Sousa Micah was selling them copies. Same way they put Jenny Frison on open order Wonder Woman's, because they were like, yo, everybody buying up a Frison cover every month. And then when her sales started to wean, they changed it over to Middleton. And then when they changed him, I stopped buying.
But I guess when the better play to be to put a cover in between that and a ratio that's equally good, and then just
a lot of these miniseries that they've been doing have only been ratios for issue number 1, and then everything else gets just a B cover. So it could just be filler. They could just be using these NetEase again as filler, since, man, they started that NetEase like 2 years ago.
mm-hmm.
It's been a few months since we've had one of these covers come out.
Yeah. But see, I think that's what we're going to talk about on Spec Club on Monday is all of these open orders that might actually be low order, because now I feel like if a store doesn't have a ratio on it, it's very unlikely that you're going to get a store exclusive on it. And with no store, but if you get the store exclusive, they do the store exclusive, then that's less of the open orders that's being open ordered, because the store exclusives, they not getting the open orders, they just getting the ratios and whatever cover they have printed. And then the regular comic shops, I mean, at what point do you really, like, you're not doing extra for incentives anymore, because if it is an incentive, more than likely it's a store exclusive attached to it. And they probably, just rolling with they cover A's and doing a little bit of the open orders just to say that they have them, or just to fulfill anything that anybody has on their wish list. So I think it's a lot of these open orders that probably went under ordered if we really go back and do the research.
Well, I wonder if they're bringing these back, if Marvel Duel is going to have anything to do with the World of Heroes game that they got coming out of D23. So did you guys know that they're using the developer for Pokemon Go for that game?
That's interesting.
If it's going to be an open world game to be as, like, you're going to walk up on people like the same way you walk up on other trainers in Pokemon Go, you're going to walk up on other people on the streets that are heroes and you're going to fight them.
I'll play that. I ain't even gonna lie. I'll be 100 pounds down because I'll be playing the hell out of that.
Okay, so I remember. So remember you were doing your Matrix and you mentioned the Castro.
Possibly.
So in this book, mentioned a Dr. Gabriella de Castro, Marissa, which I think is a new character, and Ro, and I'm not tracking who she is or whatever. So there's some characters that I'm not tracking who the fuck they are, but they're in this book.
So this book it takes place back when Oro was little. They call her Ro. Ro is what Gambit calls the de-aged by nanny version of Storm. The chick that's on the cover here, this is Gambit's love interest, and that's why I have no clue why the hell they show Rogue, his now wife, on the other cover. It's because it's kind of like, hey, there's the ex-girlfriend, and there's the girl you ended up with. Like, whoa, bro.
Well, one thing I can say about these NetEase is I think all of them have made sense as far as the placement on books.
Yes, that I can agree with. They've been a lot better about the variant placement on those. But with this Gambit story, This is Wills Portacio, who's one of my favorite 90s artists. X-Men 281, one of my favorite books. The Cyclops and Cable story with Apocalypse in X Factor, he did. The stuff that he did when Iceman still had a girlfriend and was stealing it from Sebastian Shaw's Asian son, Shiro. Remember that? Nobody remembers this shit? Am I the only X fan here?
Just getting that deep into it, yes.
That was like right around the time that they did the whole send Nathan Summers into the future infected with the virus. So it was the books where he actually gets infected with the techno-organic virus. But Wills Portacio, again, Wetworks artist over there at Image. And then just an A and a B cover. So no incentives required. And this is issue 4 of, I believe, a 5-issue miniseries.
Yep. Ghost Rider number 7. I forget who talked about it. Maybe it might have been Gary that talked about Talia War Road. Just a continuation of that whole thing. So once again, Ghost Rider number 1. Go ahead and pick that up because
here we have another one of those Spider-Man anniversary variants that belongs on a Spider-Man book, but it's going to be put out on a Ghost Rider.
Yep.
Like, bro, that's just. I'm sorry, I don't mean to cut you off, Lucas.
No.
That just
That's how you really feel.
Chaps my cheeks, bro. That sweet Spider-Man cover with a Ghost Rider trade dress just sitting up there. Like, why? If you're gonna do that,
that's the Ghost Rider of the future, bro.
Because they know that there is somebody out there that has to have every single Spider-Man cover.
But just imagine if you just put that on the spot. I don't know, man.
There's people that have to have every single Spider-Man cover, and they know that if you wanna pick up some numbers on other titles, you might as well go ahead and throw them in something else.
So whose idea at Marvel was it a bright idea, the editorial board, to put Johnny Blaze in the FBI and have him waving an FBI badge on the cover of this? Did he just leave Mar-a-Lago?
Now, if the store was smart, they would do this Ghost Rider cover as a virgin, which is too late to do that now. But I ain't gonna say it's too late, but they would do that Ghost Rider. They would do that as a virgin. If they
I bet you Inyuk Lee does it. If he, because that is the left one. Inyuk Lee, who's on that left one?
Well, it just says Rez. It doesn't say who it is, but I can look that up later. The one to the far right.
It's either Cal New or Inyuk Lee, I think.
No, I can see the signature over there. I don't think. Yeah, it might be Inyuk.
Yeah, it looks like it's Cal.
No, I don't think it's Inyuk Lee because
it's Cal New. And then, of course, Maria Wolf, whose art is identified.
Yeah, that's a dope cover right there.
I don't know, man. I've been seeing some motherfuckers that have seen her break out, and now they're trying to copy her shit, and it's pissing me off. It's like, can't y'all let her have nothing?
I spoke on that earlier today. It ain't about copying somebody's stuff. It's about being to do it better than them. You can't copy somebody's stuff if you can't do it better than them. But
yep. So that's Kale Nagu, and that's an open order. All these are open orders. The main thing is that there is a new villain in this one. And new villains. Well, this one happens to be a shadow of Ghost Rider. So it's gonna have the same powers and all the other shit, and it's kind of interesting. But it's controlled by Blackheart. Axe Judgment Day. Of course, there's that Miracle Man. I do like the one to the right. Namor, Submariner Conquered Shores, number 1. Too many covers that nobody asked for.
We got a hidden gem. I had showed it off the other day on my cover picks, but Whatnot has a NYCC exclusive for this book that's pretty sweet. It's a connecting cover to go with the Wakanda book that's also on FOC this week. I think Boss Logic did the cover for both of them. I'll drop it in the chat.
Star Wars number 28. I do like that EM just to the right. even though it looks like he's high.
Look like he's tripping.
Yeah. Star Wars High Republic #1. Some Adnodo, some Dorisma. Star Wars Visions, that's the manga version of Star Wars. Venom #11 is Raposa to the left. Wolverine #25. Here's a 1/25 by Perillo. X-Force is a Momoko. Going on with AWA Upshot, Year 0, Volume 0. I do like that one to the right. Approach #1. 70 points says Visions has art by Afro Samurai creator. Okay. Yeah, I think it's got like 4 or 5 different creators, I believe. Or is it 3? Some Magic. Young. Power Rangers Unlimited. This is the second print for the Death Ranger. Sarah Lone. And here's a whole bunch of different covers to include a 1 of 50. And don't forget, there are some of these, there's like these pinups that are like in the middle. Garbage Pail Kids Origins, there's a 1 of 40, 1 of 30, 1 of 25, 1 of 20, 1 of 10.
Don't sleep on that blank.
Yes, sir. So there is a blank, and then there's a sticker blank as well, and then there's a green blank as well. Unbreakable Red Sun, #1. Here's a Perillo. And then there's I forget which one is that other one by. Jong. Ki Jong. That's one to the far right. Was that Remo?
So that one on the left is kicking.
Rainbow likes that definition.
Mm-hmm. Let me see something.
Sweet Candy, Vigilante #1. Is a 1 of 25. That's one to the far right. Once again, too many covers for a joint that just came out. New title by Shannon Meyer. Siren's Gate.
Werewolves?
Looks like werewolves, ghosts, and other shit. And strippers. Can't go wrong. Yeah. Werewolves, Dracula, ghosts, and strippers. There you go.
I might check that out.
Here's some of the covers. Highest incentive is at 1 of 15, which is the Shannon Meyer Dancer's version.
7 copies, 10 copies, 15 copies. Yeah.
Man, they be doing too much with these incentives sometimes, man. Though cover A, cover B, 1 in 10, 1 in 25, according to
incentives.
But I mean, this is Dynamite, right?
7.
Mm-hmm.
So Dynamite needs at least 20 variants. 20.
They would I don't even know how to return all that shit, but I would. Oh wait, yeah, it says or you have to order 15 or more copies, and then the whole order is returnable.
Are you kidding me?
Yep. By Zenoscope, there is the Zenoscope collectible cover checklist. Cover art done by John Royal.
Yeah.
Here we go. Some more. You guys don't care what the title of this shit is, but more John Royal. Some Tau. I don't even know who this is, but I like it as well. DC Batman #128. There's a 1 of 50 by Jock. 1 of 25 by Sook. Dark Crisis on Infinite Earth #5. I don't know what the fuck they were trying to do with this shit, but okay. I do like
Money.
this. I do like this one on to the far right, but I don't even think that's the incentive. I think that's just a regular qualifier. The one that's an incentive is the one to the bottom left and the one in the middle. Well, maybe that's the Latino homage cover or some shit. 'Cause that would actually makes more sense than a guy running around the space with a bag full of tamales. Just saying.
Yeah, that's some shit.
Wait, my tamales don't come from space.
And I don't care what Mama Comic says,
I thought GL was
but
the
you don't run
delivery
around.
service.
Yeah, you don't run around with a bag full of fucking tamales, man. You either if you do put them in a fucking bag, they better be frozen, and you better go straight home with the motherfuckers. You are not going out in space. All right. Dark Crisis, The Deadly Green, number 1. DC's Terror Through Time. The one to the far left reminds me of that Del Keown cover you had out there. But I do like that one to the middle. It looks like a VHS homage.
Yeah.
That's exactly what it is.
Yeah, but the thing is that the face for Harley is just kind of off.
This They Live, right? Or the text.
Yeah, I'm gonna give me a couple of those. Deceased Were the Undead Gods. I like the one in the middle.
Wait, what was that last one that you just showed? The homage?
DC's Terror Through Time.
Gotcha.
Gotham City Year 1. Like we needed to know more about what was happening with Bruce's family. However, Flashpoint Beyond number 6, I do know that was sold out at certain levels. I think people were heavily buying on this from Midtown, but that's not a number 1. It's going to be interesting, right? Because the main thing is that little kid right there, he's got some shit going on with him. I just don't know what. Monkey Prince number 7.
You still reading that?
I'm not.
Told y'all I gave up on DC, man, for the minute. But you know what? I actually still might be on my pool because I ain't changed my pool since.
DC still publishing?
Not for long.
Some publishers should just come out with a poster and just leave that be, man.
I mean, is the Monkey Prince even like
now with
a book? Like, is there even a comic on the inside of this shit, or is it just a cover?
I mean, I liked some of the covers for the number 1 issue, man. But after that, I'm like, I didn't crack it open or none of that, which is a shame.
Because apparently he can breathe underwater.
He can do a lot of shit.
A monkey
He
that
takes
can
his
do
head
more
off,
man.
like toss it around.
Is he like DC's version of Iron Fist, but he's a monkey?
He's like DC's version of Slapstick.
The Joker, man who stopped laughing.
Right?
What? All right. Very interesting freaking covers here. Multiversity Teen Justice number 5, Stephanie Hans.
Mm-hmm.
And the other one is by Lee Bermejo.
You know, that black trailer look kind of hard.
DC love their Lee Bermejo covers, boy.
Bermejo be on fire.
I just don't trust any of these Hawkmans, man. Their acting is just so fucking corny.
He's in Black Adam though.
Yes,
he's in there.
He's a member of the Justice Society, which I'm sorry. I know that it looked like a good trailer, but I could have sworn I've seen it before, and it was in the movie called X-Men, where the mansion has the jet come up out of the ground, and the superhero team goes and saves the day.
Yeah.
But I could be wrong.
It looks like Avengers, right?
Well, it looked more like Fox X-Men because
it was like X-Men, like
it wasn't a helicarrier.
Yeah.
So they said, hey, let's replicate freaking the shit that failed. That was the first motherfucking movie.
But it
It's
looked like
like X-Men, but they went to go make Magneto a good guy.
and had Moon Knight's choreographer.
Rogues, book 4.
The incentive on the right's pretty fire.
It's kind of creepy, man. It looks like, I don't know whether it's a gorilla or a porcupine or what the fuck is going on.
I don't know,
but you know it's Nightfall.
Bane is looking kind of. Is he doing what I'm thinking he's doing?
Yep, he's breaking that dude's back. It's the Nightfall.
Hey, break my back, but don't fucking rape me from behind like that.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I'm like,
oh, that's not his knee. I'm sorry.
Is he getting himself taken advantage of on the cover by Bane? Wow, DC.
There is a 1 in 25 by Carrie Andrews, by the way.
Wow,
$6.99 per cover.
Who let that come out? They were like, "Hey, dude, is this what we think it is? He in prison right now?"
Check out that Tula Lote.
Poison Ivy. Yep, that second one coming from the left, that is the Tula Lote.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
But that one on the right, is it me or do her pants look like lettuce?
Yeah, I see.
Yeah, absolutely. Yep. Her whole outfit.
Except for that one leg on the other side. It looks like that whole outfit starts at the one bottom leg, but then she's got a thigh-high sock on the other side.
Yeah, it looks like. Yeah.
The problem with it here is
she's tripping balls right now.
Yeah. The problem with this right now is that I guarantee you if I covered up the thing, the lettering, and I showed this to my wife, she would think this is She-Hulk right now.
True that. She's green.
Yeah.
But really, look at that mushroom on her head. She's tripping balls.
Yeah.
Has to be.
But she in this storyline, she's actually been going up against this one dude. The one dude has not shown up yet. So what I'm thinking is the dude that's in the middle right there.
Groot?
That might be that's God damn it. Now I'm not gonna be able to unsee that shit.
I look like Groot.
Oh man, good point. But yeah, that Tula Lote
really look like an evil Groot.
It does. Sure does. If Groot was mixed with Venom,
yeah, venomized.
Yeah, nasty, perverted fucking tongue and shit.
Yeah.
But the Tula Lote is a 1 in 25, and the one to the far right there is a Virgin cardstock, which is a 1 in 50 by Stefan Sejic.
Yeah, I like the 125.
Sure.
I like them all, so.
No, they're all good covers, but I mean.
But $6.99, though, like, fuck, man.
It's tough.
Sort of Israel. In the first issue, I forget the girl's name, but she takes on like the sword and she's doing something. I don't know what the fuck they're trying to do with her. They're trying to pass on the mantle to her or whatever, but you guys just need to be aware of that. Coming out this week.
Okay, hold up. This is where I gotta duck out.
Okay.
I don't want to fall asleep on air and then have you guys leave it live for 4 hours and then have Bleeding Cool do an article on me.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I got 8 covers, and then that's it.
Yeah, I'm already fighting it, but I love that you guys were able to let me get on here and blab about some books, and we'll hope to do it again soon. And I hope to do my secret variant episode sooner than later, but I got a lot of work to do this weekend as well.
Absolutely, man. Freaking go ahead, man. Freaking get that nap in after 23 hours of being up, man. Go ahead, take care of the fam, man.
All right, I'll catch you guys on the other side and chat and everybody. Thanks for stopping by, and we'll see you next time.
Absolutely, man. And everybody, make sure you go ahead and subscribe to Ultra's channel.
Ultra Space Maximus. Peace.
All right, let's go ahead and start closing this out. Axe Judgment Day. I love the kitty cover by Christy
Zulo.
Starting to sell out already in certain spots. Definitely at the distributor level. Like you can't order this through Diamond anymore. Is Amazing Spider-Man, Marvel Voices #9. This is the Enka variant. So even though your local store or whatever might have it, they cannot reorder this one. So pay attention to this one. Cover the Dead with Lime, also sold out. Keep an eye out on this one because it's got some interesting concepts. Would be great for a script. This one was written by Jeff Lemire. It's called 10,000 Black Feathers. Only thing is, this one is a 1/100, so it's going to be kind of expensive out the gate. So keep an eye on it. If people don't get up, let them forget and grab it later for really cheap. Dark Spaces Wildfire. It's kind of an interesting thing. This one is at issue number 3. Both cover A and B have sold out. Don't forget that I told you that issue number 1 has had a return thing. So that means that all the retailers that couldn't sell their copies, they can now return all of their cover issue number 1s. So there should be a lot less out there on the market by the end of this month. So just keep an eye on that one. And I know people are like, yeah, but it's by some shit, by some fucking channel we never heard of. Yes, they produced the show, and then if people fall in love with that, they will sell that to a even bigger studio, such as Amazon or Netflix or whatever. So
Also, the paper quality is really bad on those books. Like, I only have a couple copies because most of the ones I picked up in comic shops have been beat up. So that's something else to think about with this too. I can see a lot of shops returning just because of that. They got so many copies is beat up.
Yeah. Edge of Spider-Verse number 1, the second print by Libera. Midnight Suns. The one to the far right is a 1 in 25, and don't forget the cover A. Yeah, the cover A is going to be allocated and short printed. And then last one that I wanted to bring up was the X-Men Red, the David Nakayama. Look at the 8-bit joint. Now, what was going on with Laura? She had some idea for an 8-bit joint. Somebody stole the idea. Was it this one or was it some other asshole?
No, it was another exclusive retailer. Like they do an actual 8-bit video game. This has just got an 8-bit Spider-Man on there. The other retailers are doing like 8-bit Nintendo type covers, like Bird City's been doing this year.
Oh man, there's always somebody going to come for your crown, man. All right, but let's start closing it out. Freaking Remo, you got a sale going on this week?
Nah, man. Been laying low, man. I just got added like 4 extra lines at work, so the boys' heads been kind of spinning lately. So I'm trying to keep them fools employed and keep the line moving, manufacturing. I'm probably gonna be going to Mexico a lot this year. So,
are you? What part of Mexico?
Just Mexicali, nowhere far.
Oh, Mexicali. Okay.
Yeah, because that's where my manufacturing plant is. So it's like I got 2 lines, and I'm just like one's gonna be in Mexicali, and then eventually some of my other ones will be, and that's just not to go out there and see what's going down. You know what I'm saying?
Shit, I need to come work for you, man. If you going down there so goddamn much, shit. Ninth, man, what's going on with you, man? You got a few shows and some whatnot coming up?
Got whatnots tomorrow and Sunday for sure. Next Wednesday is the 50th show for Cover Picks. Wednesday, 6 p.m. Central. Hit me up on YouTube, Ninth Wonder Comics, IG, Ninth Wonder Comics. Also, once we had 890 subscribers on Ninth Wonder Comics right now. When we hit 1,000, Ant is gonna give away 9/8 of that Dark Ride book that just dropped today. The Mario Kart N64 homage.
All right, and yeah, all right, man. Freaking definitely. Let's see. I know Dennis has got a show. Probably Brian said he mentioned that he has a show for Adam Hughes, where he's going to be selling some Adam Hughes stuff. I don't know if Mighty Mel is going to be selling anything. Ye usually sells a whole bunch of stuff Saturday and Sunday.
I think Mel does have a sale tomorrow, doesn't he? Or is it next?
He does. All ratio variants live off.
Yeah. Me, I got some. I've got all types of Topps Chrome baseball, and I got the new Bundesliga freaking Topps Chrome, and I've got a whole bunch of garbage pail kid shit to freaking get out the freaking doors. So definitely freaking go to Chitlins on whatnot. Freaking pay attention for that shit. But other than that, man, freaking I also got MPP and Comic Crusaders has a bunch of freaking guests on this freaking week. And we're gonna start trying to wind up freaking this hard shit. Trying to get freaking Mama Comics on, or freaking trying to get her wound up. So definitely freaking pay attention to Mama Comics show and Nirvana and all those freaking girls. But once again, had fun with the boys. We're gonna get out of here freaking early so I can freaking drink a little bit, and I gotta read up and freaking get ready for these other shows. Get ready to freaking done. Love y'all. Please stay safe and freaking keep your head above the water and watch a woman's around these crazy ass mans. Just
Yes, sir.
For each man his time to stay until he walks along the beach and sees his future in the water. Along the arm within his reach. Never needed a one.
Sometimes men take matters into their own hands. You want answers? I think I'm entitled. You want answers? I want the truth. You can't handle the truth.
As you guys know, it is Drunken Chat, son.